I gave people all the stuff they really needed. Social Security checks, utility bills, TV guide.
I want a TV guidance counselor. TV guidance counselor. Staying up to watch all night, and everything's gonna be alright with my TV guidance counselor.
Hello and welcome to TV Guidance Counselor. I am Ken Reed, your TV Guidance Counselor, and this is the show where each and every week since February 14, 2014, I've welcomed an interesting guest or guests. This week it's guests, there's two, to the show to talk about classic television using a back issue of TV Guide magazine for my personal collection as the inspiration for our conversation. And this week we do just that. This week, my guests are old friends, Jen and Shawn. They do the Worst Collection Ever podcast. That's what it's called. It's not, I'm not saying it's the worst. A show I guested on in person about 10 years ago in LA. They're old Boston comedy friends. They are living in Colorado at the moment. And I've also hung out with them in Colorado at the old Colorado pop culture convention, which I always loved. But anyway, I was recently on their show again talking about old comics and Silver Age comics, which is something I always enjoy talking about and don't really get to talk about that much on this show. I say don't get to, but like who makes that decision? It's me. Like what? Something I don't generally talk about that much on the show. So always a good excuse to talk about comics. And we talk about comics here. This issue is about kids TV. Little thing about the X-Men there. So definitely check out Worst Collection Ever. They have a great YouTube channel that's relatively new, but the show's been going on a really long time. I can put links in the show description, and if you haven't heard that show, you will like it. Maybe listen to my episode. That's a good introduction. If you like this show, you'll like their show. We are, what week is it? We're into April, guys. Month 4 of 2026. So we're making it through. We're getting there. My allergies are starting to kick up. But anyway, I don't know. Let me know. Your allergies kicking up? Send me an email at tvguidancecounselor@gmail.com or ken@icanread.com. Also, this Saturday, April 11th, I will be at the Iron Horse in Northampton, Mass. with Todd Barry. So if you're in Western Mass, come see us there. And then at the end of the month, the 25th and 26th, I think, or 24th, 25th, I will be opening for Todd 4 shows at the Burlington, Vermont Comedy Club. So I haven't been up there in 10 years. That was the last time I was up there. My car ran off the road. So hopefully that won't happen this time. But come out if you are in that area, all my Canadian friends in Montreal, or don't. But, I'm just letting you know. You can come if you want, but you don't have to. Anyway, on to this week's episode. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of TV Guidance Counselor with my guests, Jen and Shawn Marek of the Worst Collection Ever.
TV is my friend, and it has been always there for me in time of need.
Live via satellite from different floors in the same home. Jen and Shawn, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Hey, what's good, man?
I'm excellent. And I should mention, I overshared your status, but it's only
okay.
for isolation audio purposes. You guys don't live on separate floors in your house.
Correct.
No. We
Banishing him downstairs forever. Thinking about it.
I get to record in my hovel. It's all right.
That happened like a lot during COVID. There were so many couples who were like, my husband got COVID, so he lives in the garage for 2 weeks or whatever. It was like
so awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it at the same time, so we were both miserable within like days of each other. So
that's what marriage is about. Yeah, same with us when we got it. It was we were kind of like
no fun.
But on happier times, you picked an issue here. This is March 4th through the 10th. What are we? 1995. And it's Parents' Guide to Kids TV. We got X-Men on the cover, Power Rangers, the Genie from Aladdin. I presume this was because of the Kids TV and the X-Men, because if people who don't know, I've been on your Worst Collection Ever comic podcast. We're all comic fans.
That's really one of the reasons, because when I was looking through like the selections, if it was up to me, you would have nothing but like X-Files. It'd be X-Files, X-Files. And I was like, I have to pick something that is not all X-Files, so I narrowed it down to 3. One obviously was X-Files. I gave it to Shawn, and this is the one that came out on top.
Yeah, it has Beast on the cover, so I'm a fan of his, so we'll just go with our boy.
Not a
Make it
great
work.
depiction of Beast. He looks like he's had a stroke.
Yeah, and he's just like floating down in the corner too, just
And
like
he's got like one eye closed, sort of, and one open.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
that was the cheaper image to license, probably.
I wonder where this came from because I'm a huge nerd for this stuff, and you guys will appreciate this. I always recognize like the licensed images they use for like various toys around the time. This is not one of them. I think this is like a TV Guide artist did this, because this is not from anything.
You don't think? Wait, so it's not from still from the cartoon?
I don't believe so. Although it could be like a screen grab. It's clearly a drawing.
Right.
But yeah, it's I don't think that's like an official press kit photo of Beast. And they clearly just picked him for the color scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was not his headshot. He does.
No.
They should have used the one where he was a pirate.
That's what Beast would complain if you tagged him on Instagram in that photo. He'd be like, "What the fuck, guys? Yo, this is a terrible photo of me."
Actually, I feel like Beast would be more like, he has like a few photos where he's dressed like in a Trekkie outfit or something like that. Because Hank McCoy, from my dealings with him in the comics, he's a big science fiction nerd. So, I get the impression that he would be like, I dressed up as a Cylon here. You could have, used that, but I guess not.
Still, not to go down a Beast rabbit hole, but so one thing, it is the color scheme, clearly, because so the photo, the cover is yellow, a yellow background, and they have the Blue Ranger, the genie from Aladdin who's blue, and the blue X-Men character. So they, for some reason, we're going for a blue and yellow thing here. For people that don't know, and I'd be hard-pressed to find someone listening to the show who didn't know this, Beast, the original Hank McCoy, was just like a dude with weird monkey feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And huge hands.
And then they're like, I still don't understand how they pitched this. We're like 1970. They're like, guys, got an idea. All right. No precedent for mutants that change appearance or anything. Like, their power is their power. The Monkey Man, how about we make him like a blue werewolf? I think it was gray at first. And then they were like,
it was gray at first, yes.
But still, and they were like, awesome.
Yeah, that's what he looks like now. Congratulations.
Because they could have pitched that for absolutely any character.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cyclops
could have
is
been
blue now.
Yeah. Cyclops could have grown an eye. It just his eyes could have merged, and you could have just been like, "Sorry, Jane, this is how I am."
Yeah.
This is just what I look like. I think I would have really liked a blue furry Cyclops.
Yeah.
But I feel like Scott just kind of takes the L all the time. So they were like, "Nah, let's give it to somebody else."
And then I always wondered too, like, because werewolf is a whole different thing, but like Hank could shave, right? He's just covered in fur.
So.
We've talked about this a few times. We recently just covered. No, because we recently just covered Wonder Man and Beast, because we tried to match things up when things come out, and the Wonder Man series just came out on Disney Plus. So there's a comic in the 2000 that was Avengers 2, Wonder Man and Beast, and Wonder Man and Beast were kind of like this buddy deal back in the mid-70s when they were both in the Avengers, and they've kind of had like this history together.
They're like the Booster Gold Blue Beetle of the Avengers.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed that dynamic between them. And so they did an issue or like a miniseries where it was just them in Hollywood fighting the living Colossus. And there's a few moments where Beast is like dressed in like civilian clothes. He
wears a suit. He's got a Hawaiian shirt at one point. Wonder Man just in his costume.
And we're just kind of trying.
Beast is a fashion guy. He's a fashion guru.
Yeah. So we're trying to figure out kind of like how that works with the extra hair and how that looks. And
Well, you mentioned it's like Earth Girls Are Easy. Like,
yeah.
If you just shave him down, he's gonna look like Jim Carrey.
Probably.
He could be black. I don't know.
We don't know.
He could actually. I think he'd be more like Goldblum looking.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
With that vibe.
Yeah.
Man, what if he shaved and he's just like sexy Goldblum?
Yeah.
Like with the shirt open, you know, that yeah,
Probably.
that'd be awesome.
So what it leads me to believe is, because he's a scientist, you know, and he's like, oh, I can't change myself back, whatever. But like, we have the technology to remove hair from people.
Absolutely.
It's not that complicated. He could do it. So I have to imagine he's just into it.
I think he's a furry, and I think he really likes that there are other furries out there.
Yeah.
And he's just like, this is great.
Like pointed ears, vampire teeth, long, like,
Yeah.
okay.
You want to know
Absolutely.
you want to know the funny thing too, just in kind of reference to this book, but it's funny because there's moments in this book where Beast looks like this, right? He's walking around wearing a tuxedo, but he looks, you know, he's blue hair, and there's people that don't recognize him. like people, because he goes to like a movie premiere or whatever they go to, and people are like,
Beast.
it's like, I think that's a gorilla. I'm like, no, that is Hank McCoy. You know who that is.
How
He's
could
been
you
in the
not?
public eye for many years.
I forget who it was that told me this story, but they were doing, it might have been Shadow Stevens. I forget, for some reason I think it was Shadow Stevens, but he was doing some sort of promotional thing with Hulk Hogan, and they had to travel around, and they were in a limo, and they stopped to get gas. And
Those are some deep voices, by the way. Sorry.
yeah, and Hulk Hogan literally had on like his full Hulkamania outfit for no reason. Like they weren't going directly to the event. Like he could have changed into it, and you know, he's dressed like ridiculous. You know, like and he's like, you know, I really don't want people to recognize me. And he was like, what are you doing? Why are you dressed like that?
I'm going to put on the least recognizable outfit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
wander into a gas station.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. Unfortunately, just you could. The body, could be any bodybuilder, but the head is the problem.
Sure. Oh, for a lot of reasons.
So
So many reasons.
Yeah. And then the back cover here, because the way I scanned it, it's the front and back cover. This is a Tide ad of getting things like red colored things off of stuff. How to avoid
I just
seeing
noticed
red.
this. Yeah,
And
I really
it's-
didn't notice it. Yeah,
Pickled beets, pistachios, which I don't recall seeing a lot of red pistachios.
I was gonna say, do you guys know? Have you? I've never had a red pistachio.
Oh, you know what? I remember
Or-
them. They dye them pink. I think it's dye though, right?
Well, they're dyed green too, like the shells are dyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember, I haven't seen them in years, but yeah, you would like get the pink pistachio and your fingers would turn pink. It was like eating Cheetos.
Oh, that was like a joke. Okay, that's a joke in that one Living Color sketch where Chris Rock is the guy that's like, oh, you know, I'll give you this small amount of money, and I'll let you do something really, you know, I'll do something really stupid or whatever, and it's something like, oh, I'll give you this amount of money, and I'll for some pistachios, and I'll lick the red dust off your fingers, or something to that
Ew.
effect. But yeah.
Cherry tomatoes, fruit pop, and lipstick. But this immediately reminded me of how every third stand-up comedian in the 80s had a bit about this, about how in the
probably.
ads they'd show blood stains. Because they'd always be like, gets out blah, 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 and blood. And be like, what are these housewives doing? Like, it was such a cliche thing. And I'm like, I wonder if they just were like, stop mentioning the blood. We don't want to give these guys any more fuel.
Yeah.
We don't want no
Blood.
sanguine freaks coming in here.
Yeah. Blood
No
freaks.
vampires.
Vampires.
No vamps. No vamps. Furry blue werewolves, totally cool. Although I guess he's more like a cat. Would you say he's like a cat person?
I think it's like
Nowadays
maybe
he
a
is.
possum.
Okay.
Like a possum, perhaps. Because I feel like possums are like a weird mix of dogs and cats, and I feel
Yeah.
like that's where Beast is.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
raccoon.
Yeah.
A raccoon, yeah, that too.
So there's an Ask TV Guide in here, which is a feature they didn't have in every issue. And I mentioned this on the show. I always like to stop for a moment to look at this because 1995, no real internet. They're not taking email questions. So these questions are bothering somebody so much. And the only place they can go to for hope to have this answered is to physically write a letter, mail it to TV Guide, and then anxiously check the issue every week,
And hope they
hoping
answer.
they would answer this. And so I'm like, Dad, I just want to set the stage for these questions of how much these people needed to know this specific thing. And the first one here is, I hear that Alec Baldwin and Jessica Lange will play Stanley and Blanche in a TV version of A Streetcar Named Desire. Who got the roles of Stella and Mitch?
Now, did this TV adaptation ever happen?
I don't remember this happening because
I don't remember this at all.
Diane Lane for Stella and John Goodman for Roseanne, which is kind of amazing if that happened.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
And then they're like, what happened to Erica Flores, who played Colleen on Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman? All of a sudden, she was gone with no explanation. And this is a rare thing. They go, hundreds of readers have asked about this.
We counted. Put it in the pile.
Hundreds of readers.
It's nice of them to say hundreds instead of like tens.
Yeah,
Tens of
they're like,
readers.
Oh, just throw in the Erica Flores bucket. And so they're like, we asked CBS, and they would only say that Flores left amicably, quote, by mutual agreement. Her replacement, Jessica Bowman, was in the Road Home, a CBS series last year. So that's interesting, because that's TV Guide giving you the answer, but in a bitchy, sneaky way. Famously, the networks would sign someone for a whole year, right? And if their show got canceled and they're already paying this person a bunch of money, they would recast a role in a show that isn't canceled with this person because they got to pay them anyway. And they'd fire someone that they can fire. So this happened all the time.
So this is like the studio system.
Yeah.
Like the old studio system. Like you belong to CBS now.
Yeah. And part of it is that, understandably for actors, if you sign on for a show for the year and it gets canceled halfway through the year, you can't hope to get another show until pilot season again. So you like kind of are out of the cycle. So I kind of get it. But it's why you would see like John Cryer show up in every show like halfway through the season for a while, or Clooney. So it's funny knowing that. I'm like, they answered this question here. They said this Jessica Bowman woman got a big paycheck to be in the Road Home. It got canceled, so they put her in this show because they had to pay her anyway. Fired someone else.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Most people wouldn't, and it's especially at this time because that stuff didn't really come out, which is why all these people are asking.
Well, it's also too. I think like a Pacific Inquiry, even though there was hundreds of it. Like, I don't know if that probably made like E.T. or anything like that, where there was like, I was like, oh, we can answer, we can get the scoop here. But I think that's interesting that they included this. I'm gonna. Well, go ahead. I want you to finish this because I feel that there's actually use here for these questions.
Okay, yeah. So like the famous one, Bonnie Hunt. Famously, she had a great show, and it got renewed for they were like, we'll see it mid-season, and then we'll like see. She got a back 9 or whatever to do the rest of the season, and they were like, we need you literally to replace these two characters, and I think it was, oh my, what did I just forget his name? From I just mentioned him. John Cryer. John Cryer.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was John Cryer and someone else that showed up in a ton of things. And Bonnie was like, no. And they were like, well, what do you mean? She goes, well, if like the two people you were making me fire did a bad job, I would, but no. And they were like, well, you can't say no. And she's like, yeah, I can because this show's canceled. She like canceled her own show because she was like, I'm not doing that. No. So it definitely was there. And then the last question, very cute picture of Claire Danes here. And it says, I miss my so-called life, which is on hiatus. Oh, yeah, it's totally coming back.
Still is.
Yes. Is it true that Claire Danes was offered a role in Schindler's List? And the answer is yes, but she turned it down because she couldn't arrange for tutoring in Krakow, Poland.
Who would she have been?
I don't know. She was going to play Schindler.
Oh, that's right. It was her and Liam Neeson just like
a 14-year-old girl playing him. The character would still be the same middle-aged man, but
exactly. Yeah. It is just this is the range. She's going for that Oscar.
Oh, they'll just put powder in her hair, and you'll never know the difference.
It'll be fine. Just a little bit of flour.
Yeah,
fine.
And she'd have an old person voice that old people don't talk like. I like how when people would play old people, they would just be like, "Yeah, they're all dying, right? like
Oh,
actively
obviously.
dying. That's how they speak.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like
At 60.
It's like Homer Simpson being when he has to imitate Mr. Burns' mother, and Smithers is like, she's 90 years old. He's like, Mr. Burns. Just the way he does it, it's like exactly that. It's just ridiculous.
Sounds just like her. What was your point you were going to make, Shawn?
Oh no, I was just saying. I think it's good to know that this is what's going on with Claire Danes, because as you said, unless if you're watching the news magazine shows, you're not going to know, the answer's got to come. If the answer can be available, if TV Guide wants to supply that, then at least tens of hundreds of people are happy.
Yeah, at least.
And I agree. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, there is a place for it. People are dying to know. Then we have the grapevine, and this is a particularly interesting one because first of all, we have a little feature on Jamie Walters.
Oh boy!
And this guy played a real asshole on 90210. I believe his character pushed Brenda down the stairs. Is that
No,
right?
it was Donna.
Donna. Okay, so an abusive boyfriend.
Donna's abusive boyfriend.
Yep.
Yes.
This ruined this man's career.
This poor man.
This will make total sense to you. He's from Gloucester, Mass.
No shit.
Wow.
We need an asshole abusive boyfriend.
Find me a masshole right now.
How do you talk to a asshole?
Yeah.
How do you talk to
He's
him?
trying to talk to an angel. You got to make one first. So this is Jamie Walters plays Ray Pruitt, the blue-collar hunk who plucks guitar strings and heartstrings. I feel like that's badly written. It should have said who plucks guitar and heartstrings. Shouldn't have had strings twice. On Beverly Hills 90210, it's not a big stretch. How do you talk to an angel? The tune he crooned for the Heights hit #1, and he has a new album out. But with 90210's aging cast members rumored to be leaving any day now, how long can the beat go on for the show? Who knows, says Walters. I have friends who are 28 and still in college.
That's right.
Didn't it go until like 2000 and something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
2000, I think. Yeah.
I love
Never
that they
stopped.
asked him that. They're like, hey, you guys are all old. Is the show going to get canceled?
You guys don't look like teenagers or college students.
We're gonna change. We're gonna change it to non-traditional students. The show. We're just gonna have a bunch of 45-year-olds going into classes,
sitting up front, interrupting everybody.
interrupting. I have life experience. Let me talk.
I gotta pick up my kids. I have images of like all towny friends reading this, and I'm like, what the fuck, Walters? Yeah, I go to Bunker Hill. I'm 28. What, you gotta fucking tell everybody? Like all the phone calls he must have got. That's
awesome.
My little fan fiction.
I like it.
Then we have a Shelley Duvall What I Watch, which I was very interested by because she's generally a fascinating human.
Yes.
And with these What I Watch, it's either exactly what you think or a complete surprise. And this one went, well, I don't know. What did you guys think?
I feel like it's on point. I did think it's interesting. She mentioned, because you like what you like. She seems like an arty type, so she likes she likes reading Rainbow, but she also likes news shows. She's just a brain. She's like a brainy person. But I do like that it's something about her Northridge situation where her and her partner. They do art and watch. They do art and watch TV. That sounds like fun.
So what, like two easels set up in the living room and just like, I don't know, watching Friends.
We watch together
painting.
while he paints. She said.
Well, he paints. There you go. I'm thinking like both of them.
It'd be funny if every painting he had was just of her watching TV. She's actually sitting for him and has no idea.
And it's just over and over again. Like you walk down a hallway, it's just the same thing over and over. That'd be amazing.
It's a series of these. Then there's a little thing about LeVar Burton there, which, always nice to see LeVar Burton. But I have not seen photos from this photo shoot, and it is weird.
I love this jacket, this duster that looks like it's also kind of like a propulsion pack or something. I don't know.
It's sort of like a Hasidic
it has powers.
Jew mixed with a tuxedo.
Yeah, right.
And he's jumping in the air with a bunch of books in his hand. But this made me a little sad because he's talking about the attack on PBS. by the new
Yeah.
Congress. So this was Newt Gingrich and the contract with America bullshit. And so they literally have been trying to defund PBS since they funded it, but in the not like, you know, we're talking over 30 years ago. And it's like,
I think the most depressing part about reading anything like this from this time period is just how much nothing has fucking changed.
or at least not for the better.
Sorry, can I swear on your show?
No. Oh my God. We got to start over. Yeah. That's
You
fine.
better believe me. Sorry. Yeah, nothing's changed, and that's always the most depressing part.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then we got one of my favorite underrated actresses, Dana Delaney, the best Lois Lane.
I like her a lot in that show. She's awesome.
She goes, I always get offered the Irish Catholic nurse rebel role. It's like, no shit. Look at you. Come on. And she's a good actor. But and then she talks about her role as the dominatrix in the reviled film of Anne Rice's Exit to Eden. Part of me still doesn't know how we don't all talk about that movie every day.
I didn't know that was Anne Rice that wrote that, or she was the source material. I know of the movie,
Yeah,
but never seen it.
I've never seen it. I remember the cover, as everyone does.
It's very explicit. It's like,
yeah.
and it was a bomb of a book. It was people correct me, but it was the only time Anne Rice wrote like a non-supernatural book, like just tried to write like a sex book.
Yeah, well, she did. Oh, did she do the Sleeping Beauty series? I'm trying to remember. I'd have to actually Google that. But yeah, she used to do some of that stuff.
Very,
quite
very
often.
weird. But every time I see anything with Dana Delaney, she always seems super down to earth, like incredibly nice. And like, it's just good and stuff. Then we get into the best shows for kids.
Oh yeah.
I kind of think I agreed with all of these. I don't know if you guys did.
I actually had some questions because I was going through it and there were shows that I do not remember at all. So they mentioned Biker Mice from Mars.
Yep.
See, I remember
which
that
I have
one.
no recollection of whatsoever, which I'm assuming.
But
How
also,
long was that on?
it wasn't on very long, and that's the thing. One of those. This is the thing now about all of us shitty millennials that we.
Are we technically zillennials?
Yeah,
whatever.
We're
you know,
elder millennials.
Elder
we're older millennials. We're in this nether zone of millennials.
We're 40.
So there's this trend of like the anthropomorphic badass character, animal characters, and Biker Mice from Mars was like a big deal for like a minute. And then also they mentioned Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Yeah.
Which is another one I'd never heard
Which
of.
had a video
before.
game that was pretty good as
And,
well.
they did too. And Biker Mice from Mars had a game, I think, at some point. And they had action figures. And Graham Elwood, a friend of our show, comedian Graham Elwood, once dressed as a Biker Mice from Mars at a Cubs game. And then
How'd that go?
I think it went well. I mean, he became successful at some point. He hosted that strip poker store. Maybe that got him the gig. I don't know. But all that stuff now. If you go out to like shows or to like custom comic book shops or action where they got all this boutique stuff, or not boutique, but it's just there's a lot of smaller companies being like, hey, I remember that. How about we get the license and make these? Again, because everybody wants them.
Biker Mice from Mars, and they sell them at Target.
Oh my God, I've got to look for this because I have no. Again, it's just like a blank spot, just like gone.
Famously, Rob Paulson, who voiced everyone, but he was a Teenage Ninja Turtle. He was he voices one of the Biker Mice from Mars. And he invested in it because he was like, I'm not going to get burned again by all this Ninja Turtle stuff I'm not getting a piece of. And he will mention, he's like, oh, that was a bad investment because it was a huge bomb.
It has its fans, but then there's a lot of those things from that era, like SWAT Cats. That's another one.
Yep, Street Sharks.
Street Sharks. Oh man, you could go down the list. I mean, there's so many of them that they're coming back now, but in a way that like. I at least for me, I didn't have. I was kind of like out of the loop for that stuff by this point. Mm-hmm. Even with Ninja Turtles, I didn't even like Ninja Turtles that much.
I loved Ninja Turtles.
It felt young for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like I got into it like before 95, obviously, because by the time in 95 I was in high school.
It's almost 10 years old in 95 from the cartoon. I mean,
Exactly.
certainly the comic is, but like the
Yeah.
cartoon is 87. So it's a bit late in the game for these Ninja Turtle ripoffs.
Yeah. Just takes a long time to develop, I guess.
Yeah.
But I wanted to point out there's a lot of good shows on here that I liked. Like Rugrats is good, Animaniacs, of course, The Tick, Real Monsters, Gargoyles, of course. A lot of these are kind of layups, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like Sesame Street, all that stuff. It's kind of like, yeah, of course. You should watch Sesame Street with your kids, or your kids should be watching that. That's a good show. Yeah.
But I was surprised by like Legends of the Hidden Temple because I'm like, it's it's just like a dumb it's Double Dare. Like, why is that particularly
I
good?
guess it could be wholesome, you know, fun for kids of all ages.
Fudge, which I totally forgot about, was not the most popular Judy Blume story. I don't feel like this was on for a long time. It was on ABC.
I don't remember this.
Also,
I
I think I have some weird, I'm sure on the autism spectrum issue with certain words where I physically recoil, and the word fudge is one of them. Like the sound of it really bothers me.
Yeah, it's unpleasant. Let's go with that.
Yes. The other one is creamy. I can't.
Ooh, yeah.
Cannot do it. And cord. I hate cord. And so like in day jobs that I've had where I've had to look at medical stuff, one time we had to do a whole review of saving cord blood for like birth. And every time someone said it, it felt like someone took it felt like, tuning forks?
Yeah.
Like someone hit 2 tuning forks and like shoved them into my temples.
Oh, God. You're like, no, not the word cord. No more.
But that's just me. I've revealed too much. Animaniacs is a weird one, though, too, because Animaniacs, although kids liked it, out of all the Spielberg Warner Brothers shows, that one feels like it's for 50-year-old men.
Because it is.
It's something for daddy. That's the ones that the parents get to watch and be like, yeah, that's a good one.
Like
kids.
the references, the inside jokes, like it is so not like it's inappropriate for kids. It's just like kids wouldn't like this.
I don't know. You've got to always make sure the adults are interested enough to put their kids in front of the TV. So I guess that's how you do it.
And then we get the healthy shows, which obviously Beekman's World, great show. A show that I've noticed every YouTuber who does like most YouTube genres all film and present their things like it's Beekman's World. Like if they pick something up, they put like a whooshing sound effect, like a weird little like side. It's so Beekman's World, and I don't know if they know that, if it's intentional, or where they got that sort of style from. But it's so Beekman's World.
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. I'm gonna have to look for it now.
It's hard to unsee it now because every single thing, where they'll like cut in for a second for some meme or like a song play or like, it's so Beekman. And then we get Slim Goodbody here.
Oh my God. This is terrifying.
This guy freaked me out.
And I forgot how terrifying it truly is.
I saw this when I was
like, oh my God, flashbacks.
I was shocked to find out he was still kicking around
Alive?
this time.
Yeah.
Alive, fine. I mean, look, I guess, the challenge having your organs on the outside is is definitely an issue. But
it is.
I remember watching him when I was like in kindergarten or something.
Yes.
And I remember that perm being way more fierce.
Yep.
And it freaked me out.
But this is 90s fierce though.
Yeah.
And so, like
Slight
80s
mullet.
fierce where we're coming out of like, the 70s, so shit was way bigger.
Leo Sayer hair is what he had at the time. And he had several
Yeah, that's true.
he had several iterations of his show. So the one we probably grew up with was like super 70s low budget, like brown studio with risers kind of thing.
Yes.
Then post Pee-wee's Playhouse, they did like a full-on, he lived in an anthropomorphic house and everything talked and was puppets for a while.
Nope.
This 90s one's kind of stripped it down. No pun intended. But for people who don't know Slim Goodbody, basically take Steve Guttenberg, put him in a skin-tight bodysuit with the organs on the outside, and he teaches you about, like, how you swallow.
Yeah.
That sounded dirtier than I meant it to be, but that's, like, a thing he would talk about. And so this was him in the 80s. But it says he reassures them about such world-class worries as AIDS and pollution by showing how they can keep themselves healthy and glowing. I don't want that man to talk to me about AIDS.
Was he like just like, hey kids, it's time to learn about condoms?
Yes.
And then he's just putting a giant one on his body.
And he's like, I know you're seeing my full body, and it's not 100% anatomically correct.
But just let's imagine that here's a banana. When you're older, that's terrifying.
No, and I love the photo they used of him, because clearly it was, well, this is my opinion of it, but clearly it was designed to be shown from the ankles up.
Oh yeah, because he's wearing shoes.
Socks and sneakers on that ruin the illusion.
Not just socks; those are slouch
Oh
socks.
yeah, pink
They are
slouch
pushed
socks.
down.
Shout out though to getting the right shade of socks though.
That's true.
You know,
But
I
then
think
it
that's
makes
impressive.
it seem like that's his body's like that inside.
That's right, kids. You also have New Balance sneakers inside of your human
Yeah.
feet.
Slim Goodbody's got gout in both legs.
No. Getting that lipedema.
Yeah. Then we got some shows I never heard of. Adventures of Dudley the Dragon. Never heard of this.
I vaguely remember, but I don't think I've ever seen it. I feel like I remember the title.
I also
Yeah, same.
misread this one as Allegra's Widow,
Oh,
but it's Allegra's
That'd be amazing.
Window.
extremely progressive show for the
Yeah.
90s.
Bill Nye the Science Guy, which was like boring Beekman's World.
Yep.
Who I
Or
knew.
boring Mr. Wizard.
Yes. Mr. Wizard
I loved-
without the rage.
Yeah. Oh my god. I loved Mr. Wizard so much.
Oh, he had no patience for those children.
No, he didn't, and I don't blame him.
Not at all. But I knew of Bill Nye because he was in. There was a Seattle local sketch show called Almost Live that was on forever. And for a short period of time, Comedy Central aired it for like a year or
Really?
two. And Bill Nye was a cast member of that
Oh,
show.
that's cool.
So I was like, oh, this guy from this like short-lived random local sketch show. Is a science
That's
guy.
awesome.
But yeah, he's there. Secret World of Alex Mack. You could not have been a heterosexual boy and not had a crush on Alex Mack at this time.
Yeah, yeah, I remember her. Yeah, she's cute.
Larissa Oleynik, I think is her name. I will also, if a Reading Rainbow episode is in front of me for no reason at all, I'll sit and I'll watch the whole thing to this
Oh,
day.
I would watch it to this day. I loved Reading Rainbow. It was one of my favorites.
That was one of the first impressions I ever did.
Oh, really?
Was a Reading Rainbow kid. Because as a kid,
Oh.
I got the cadence. So it's always like, you start with a question. It's like, did you ever blah, 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 blah? Well, blah, 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 this book. And it's like the same. They all spoke exactly the same way about
Yep.
these things.
And I feel like they're always like moving the book,
Yep.
like to punctuate speech. It was very funny.
So I'm like, oh, I could just do. And for a while, I thought it'd be funny to do book reviews as an adult like that for like
That'd be
books
so
that were
funny.
not children's books.
I'd like it. You could be on Book Talk.
Yeah. Like, there we go.
We should do our comic book. We should do our comic book reviews like that.
Yeah.
That's
on
it.
our show.
Our podcast is now that.
Have you ever wondered why Hank McCoy's into being furry? Well, I did until I read this great book, X-Men. Which brings us to why kids need heroes.
Yes.
This was a really interesting, well-written article about like why superheroes appeal to kids from like a developmental angle.
Yeah.
It was really cool to read. It was good to see like the guy from Gargoyles like quoted in here a whole bunch. I loved Gargoyles.
It's so
which
good.
was just basically, it's such a great show because it's basically like a Shakespearean drama with gargoyles in it. It was not for kids. It's just an amazing show. So yeah, this was cool.
Yeah, yeah, and I really, I was really interested in just the discourse about the kid, the ideas that kids are watching, this this stuff and also like imitating it to show that it's not just, you know, stuff like pro wrestling that was getting over for kids and making them do action moves or whatever. I mean, it's the story. They mentioned the story in there about some girl getting beat up in Norway, which is pretty chilling.
Yeah.
To think about, you know, to actually just hear about that. But it's definitely well written. I really think, speaking of Cowboys of Moo Mesa, they really put it over as like, you know, these guys are kind of doing it right, you know, because they're not really shooting each other with like actual bullets, and you know, there's different aspects to it that aren't, you know, it's about law, but it's not violent.
It's not this article isn't the standard violence on TV is bad. It's like a really thought out, like, and again, Greg Weisman, who's a producer on Gargoyles, has a really interesting angle that makes perfect sense, but I'd never heard it mentioned before. And I've read a million articles like this. And he says first thing is catharsis. There's a general release of tension. And he's talking about how that's like really important for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode he's talking about?
Yes.
Yes, I do too. Like vividly, like I watched it yesterday. So yeah, it's pretty amazing that I even made it to TV.
Oh yeah, and to this day, like Disney's just sort of embracing Gargoyles again. Like again, if you go to a Target, they've got the toys back and stuff.
That's another property. Yeah.
There is a Gargoyles comic right now.
So but it's like, every time I see a stupid fucking Nightmare Before Christmas thing at Halloween, it's a goddamn Christmas movie. I'm like, you guys have gargoyles. What are you doing? You could
bring me the merch.
Halloween gargoyles, all these weird Disney adult / slightly gothy people, which is a total subgenre of humans.
Yeah, not a Disney person, but definitely gothy human.
Same, but there's an overlap with the Disney adults.
1,000%.
Like,
1,000%.
you know how much gargoyle shit you'd be selling? You'd sell friggin' Goliath wings. You'd be making so much money.
Yeah, if somebody could give me like a Demona costume, I would wear that every Halloween. Yeah. I love her so much, and I'm like, more, but they don't ever do it, and it's sad.
I always got the impression they were like ashamed of the show for some reason, because it's very, very influenced by Batman the Animated Series. Very
1,000%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I feel like they didn't like that, because Disney always, especially then, liked to believe that they weren't influenced by anything. They made stuff. They were the trailblazer, right? They weren't reacting to stuff.
Oh, it sounds like Vince McMahon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So the fact that they made this show to appeal to that Batman the Animated Series audience, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And it worked.
Yes.
It worked because I was running home from school to watch Batman, and then I'd go over and watch Gargoyles.
Amazing.
On the other
voice
network.
cast.
1,000%. Both. Yeah. Great.
So I don't know if they'll ever fully embrace it, but
they should.
There we are. Also, this Cyclops, that's a weird drawing, right? Like he looks twice as wide as he should be.
This is a Rob Liefeld drawing.
Well, there's no feet.
Well, there's no feet,
clearly.
and his chest is just like 18 times bigger than his
like he needs to go to a hospital.
I'm like, are you all right, bro?
Well, that's the thing about Cyclops that I feel like a lot of people misunderstand about him, that he's just like he's like a jacked dude that knows. He's like oh god, what's that guy we just watched in that karate movie, the ninja one? Shit, what's
Not
it?
Steven Seagal.
No, it's a different one. That one where he's actually in Japan, and I forgot that guy's name, Jeff something or whatever.
Jeff Speakman.
No, but he actually would qualify, I guess. But Cyclops, he could fight. He's got the eye powers, but I mean, he is a jacked, tall dude. He would be like the perfect wrestler in a lot of respects. In the current situation of things, or maybe about like 10 years ago. But yeah, but that's the thing, is like he doesn't get enough credit for just being like a fucking house.
And they may have done storylines like this after I stopped reading X-Men, but I always felt he got a bad rep because he's Hank McCoy looks like a freak, but he's tortured and stuck with this power. It's out of control, and he's debilitated because of it to a degree.
Yes.
And I don't think people cut him enough slack for that. Like,
No.
we don't know what he
No.
sees either. Like, is everything red? Like, he's basically vision impaired into a degree. Like, and he can't, like, what the hell? Cut the guy a break.
It's a really good question. I feel like Cyclops for a really long time just jobbed constantly. And everybody was like, ugh, fucking Cyclops, whatever. And then he gets his redemption in X-Men 97 when he's just a fucking badass falling from the sky and using his eye beams to slow him down. And I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. But I don't know. I don't think they've ever gone into what he sees or how.
There's a few explanations of it. Like, he's immune to his own power.
He can't control it because he got hit in the face or something.
Yeah, there's something where there was an accident when he was younger that damaged the part of his brain that allows him to shut these things off.
Right.
But he's immune to his own power, and I guess I don't know how canon it is now, but apparently there's a dimension called the punch dimension that his eye beams go to.
Pulling it from that dimension, the power.
Yeah.
Oh.
So something to that effect.
Yeah. And also, like, out of the original X-Men, maybe you could argue Beast, his code name is the most shitting on him one.
Yeah.
Like, he probably wouldn't have picked that for himself.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Like, even Beast sounds cool, like, I'm the Beast. But it was like, hey, Cyclops. You might as well be called One Eye. Or, like,
you could be, it's like calling, like, somebody with glasses 4 eyes, and it's like, well, I'm wearing glasses.
Yeah, or like calling him Red Eye, or the Red Visor, or something.
Red Eye.
The Red Visor. There was an X-Men there's a knockoff X-Men comic out there from the 90s starring the Red Visor.
Hey, Jack, how about we call this guy the Red Visor? That sounds great.
Because it's like,
make $1 million.
If I could see someone being like, whoa, slow down there, Cyclops. Like Jimmy Walters would say that to him.
Exactly. 1,000%. Then shove him down some stairs.
That's right. That's right. I'm trying to talk to your friend here, the Angel.
That's Jean when she's the Phoenix.
Yeah. This is between me and Warren and the money he owes me.
I know you can pay up, Warren. I know. I keep talking. You're a third, okay? Come on now.
Warren Worthington the third.
Warren Worthington.
Maybe you and the other two Warren Worthingtons can get together and all pitch in. That's my new Marvel comic, Marvel Universe Debt Collector. He's got no powers.
I like that guy. I like that guy a lot, actually. I kind of need him.
So many things have occurred in the Marvel Universe in like actual cities, but I don't know if there's ever been one set in Boston, and maybe there should be.
Yeah, who?
No, there's been plenty set in Boston. That's where Hellstorm hangs out in Boston.
Yes, Hellstorm.
That's where he's based.
Okay.
Dr. Druid.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
there's a few. We got. There's a lot of. Yeah, I think that's where. No, that was Jersey, but there's definitely an influence in. I mean, Dr. Fate, he's Salem.
Yeah, Dr. Fate.
Well,
That's obviously
but
DC.
that tower moves wherever it needs to go.
Are we to believe that Damien Hellstrom has a Boston accent?
I hope so.
You got. Well, I mean, he is from hell.
Yeah.
You know, he's the son of Satan. So you better be like, "Hey, fire!"
Yeah, he would
That's
have
kinda
like a
like when they-
Brahmin Kennedy's kind of accent.
Oh, 1,000%. That's like when they placed Gotham City in New Jersey. So you're like, what does Batman actually sound
So
like?
everyone sounds like Harley Quinn? Is that what you're saying?
That is what we're guessing. Batman driving. When we thought it was in Rhode Island for a little bit because of Young Justice, it was like Batman going to get dunks.
Yeah.
Like in the Batmobiles, going through a
going to
Dunkin'
Best
Donuts
Eaten.
drive-through.
No one recognizes me there.
Yeah, exactly.
Something to even think about, like shows to watch with your kids, which is a weird mixture of stuff. It's a lot of news type programs.
Yeah.
Rescue 911, which I think is a strange one.
I loved that show.
It's hilarious.
And
It's the funniest show.
the thing is I did watch that with my dad because my dad was just like, yeah, whatever, you can do it. My mom was screaming at us not to watch anything that had like weird ratings, but my dad was just like, yeah, ignore your mother. So we watched that. We definitely watched Nature and Jeopardy, but I don't know, like the Today Show.
60 Minutes.
Oh, I've never watched
Kids
that.
aren't watching 60 Minutes.
No, 60 Minutes is boring when you're an
It's
adult.
punishment. It feels like punishment, especially
It does.
this time on a Sunday night because it was on opposite America's Funniest Home Videos and in living color.
Right?
Like making your kid watch 60 Minutes, like they did something bad.
Not fair.
Yeah. I definitely watched a lot of Coach and Home Improvement and Roseanne with my parents. Back in the day.
I watched Home Improvement with my parents too.
I do want to talk about Rescue 911 for a second because I've listened to some of your episodes, Ken,
Yeah.
and I heard your explanation about how that was able to become like a big show because of the its fair use and everything. But Rescue 911 really, like, one of the early episodes really messed me up because it's one about a kid, or it's about a guy. I don't know what the deal was, but two guys burst into a house, and I don't know if like the husband owed money or something, but they corral like the family, and I remember they corralled this like kid who was like my age, and he kind of looked like me, and it kind of freaked me out. I was like, he was kind of dressed like how I was when I was watching it like before bed. I was going to bed, and I was like, oh god, that could be me. And but the one kicker was, during the episode, the way that 911 gets called is that as this is happening, the mother who is holding a baby picks up the phone to call, but she uses it's a Mickey Mouse phone where he's holding the receiver. Yeah, and so it's like, and they show it, and he's just like, oh, we're calling 911, and the kicker of all that too was the kid, the one of the guys escaped, and I was worried he was coming for me.
He has a type.
I don't know. I was like, I don't know. This could happen here. This could happen.
These kids always got a shit ton of money. I don't know why. This specific look.
We're going to Buffalo right now.
That's right.
Man, yeah, and then there's a big interview with Tim Allen in here, which they're really trying to make him likable, and it just made me hate him more than I already do.
There's nothing in here about ratting out your friends after you've been busted for dealing coke.
No, not a thing.
So, which is a shame.
I do need to point out though a great thing here where they ask where that TV guy asks him, "Are you more patient with your television kids than you are with your own daughter?" And Tim Allen says, "I work with the boys. I don't have to have patience. They're paid professionals. I could go tell somebody else to tell them to shut up."
That's very him. Very.
That's very that is.
He's a horrible person.
He's a
always
so accurate.
aggressive person who has no balls to confront anyone about anything. He'll go bitch about it to someone else and make them do it. And it's just nuts. And then there's an interesting thing in there. It's What My Kids Taught Me. And it's Jane Seymour, Steve Harvey, and Bob Saget. Two of those people I've met. I've had lunch with two of those people.
nice.
Steve Harvey's not one of them. And it's kind of interesting. Like Jane Seymour's like, oh, the kids on set, they're whatever they learn. Steve Harvey has a weird thing when he goes, the kids on the show remind me how great it is to be innocent. And I'm like, ooh, Steve Harvey's getting dark.
Getting weird.
Yeah. And then Bob Saget's like, you got to let kids whatever. Let them do whatever, basically.
Was Jane Seymour just like stunningly gorgeous in person?
Of course.
Oh my god, I can only imagine.
I would have a hard time. That was like when I met Jan Leaves.
Just like
She came in for a podcast one time, and I was like, "Holy shit, this woman is immaculate." Like, it was just kind of. I was like, "This is what it's like to be around a star."
And Jane Seymour's really funny.
oh, that's cool.
And
I like
humble
that.
as well. And I've mentioned this on the show before, but she wrote a sketch for Funny or Die and stars in it. And the concept is she would always joke that Dr. Quinn would be the biggest drug dealer in that area at the time because all she had to treat people was like cocaine and morphine and alcohol. So she was just getting people hooked on all this stuff. So it's called Dr. Quinn Cocaine Woman. And it's so funny.
That's awesome.
Cocaine
I love
woman.
that.
Yeah, she's very funny.
That's amazing.
And very humble too. Like she's like very self-deprecating. But then they also review the 90s remake of The Tomorrow People, which was on Nickelodeon. And I loved the 70s UK Tomorrow People, even though it's a terrible show. But it was kind of the closest thing we got to X-Men. it was sort of New Mutancy. And this 90s one is pretty bad. And there's also, they like feel the need to mention Kylie Minogue just because someone on the Tomorrow People was in Neighbors with her. But I forgot that Christopher Lee is in some episodes of this new Tomorrow People
Really?
His character sounds like Apocalypse. It says he portrays an immortal villain from ancient Egypt.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm like, Christopher Lee would have been a great Apocalypse.
Yeah, you know what? Probably. That would have been awesome. Oh, man, that would have been great.
So that's as close as we get. We just had the OJ verdict, so then there's a little article in here about the record ratings for the OJ verdict.
Yeah.
And I recalled, I don't know if you guys had this in your school, but they took us out of class and we all watched it.
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I remember... yeah, I remember telling my mom about it.
Yeah, they rolled in the TVs. You know, the TVs on the cart, and we sat there and we watched the OJ verdict live.
That's insane. Like, given all the dumb shit we've had since then, that's very sort of similar. Like, could you? I mean, I guess kids have phones and they know everything at once, but like, not just one school. Like, adults deemed that like kids got to know this right now.
Everyone, like literally across the nation, has to sit here and watch this verdict in class, which is so strange.
Bizarre.
It's really crazy. I mean, you'd think after what happened with the Challenger, they'd be like, "Don't put the TV in the room."
We were all like, "Is he going to blow up? Is OJ going to blow up?"
We don't know. The building might explode.
He just immediately gets into a shuttle, just blows up.
No, and then you know what? They'd be like, "All right, kids, back to class. Let's not talk about that at all."
No, this never happened.
Never happened.
So let's dive in here. Do you guys pick separately so you don't know what each?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Saturday night, 8:00. Let's go with this. Jen, ladies first. Let's see what you picked.
So I would pick at 8 p.m. and also at 8:30 Cops. I loved Cops.
Really?
Sean
Yeah. Oh
looks
my
shocked.
god.
I'm actually surprised by that.
Yeah. No, I loved to watch Cops back then. It was absolutely.
You've never
ridiculous.
watched it here. It's on Kai. You can watch it anytime you want.
Well, I'm not 15 anymore.
Yeah, I also watch
Also
Cops
ACAB.
every Saturday night, and I can't watch it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Also ACAB. But we watched the X-Cops episode of the X-Files.
Oh,
and that kind of brought me back to it. I was like, oh, Cops. But yes, I would have watched Cops at 8:30 because, you know, you got to watch the whole hour.
Still to this day, because I've been going full Boston scumbag stories in this one, there's an episode of Cops in Southie
Nice.
where this mom calls the cops on her son Patrick because he doesn't want to go on his uncle's boat. And he's a little dick, and he's like this little chubby kid, and the cop, Officer Maroney, is like, sometimes we gotta go play daddy, and he's going, Pat, what's the problem here? Pat, come on, sit up. It's hurting my neck talking to you like this. And he goes, I don't want to sit on her furniture. And then he goes, what's the problem here? He goes, my mother's an F word, not fuck. Right?
Wow.
And then he goes, Pat, you know what that means, saying your mother's that? You shouldn't say that about anyone, let alone your own mother. And the kid keeps calling her. And it's so funny. So
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
this guy grew up and was a high school basketball coach, and a friend of mine was like a rival basketball coach, and he was like, oh, this guy was such an asshole. I'm like,
He never grew out of it.
nope. And a few times when I used to do the Great and Secret Show after the Walsh Brothers, we did a thing where I talked about it like I knew this kid and I worked with him, and then Sean Sullivan would come out dressed exactly like him and pretend to be him as an adult. We would get into this. It was very funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but
That's wild.
that clip it's funny every time. Come on,
That's
Pat.
amazing. I'm surprised that kid didn't get backhanded. I'm like,
The mother,
Boston, like-
the mother's a little woman. She's dressed like a fly girl. She has like a flipped up baseball cap and like bike shorts. And she's like, he wanted to go down the Cape. He want to go to his uncle's boat. And he's on punishment. It's just great. Yeah.
oh, that's amazing.
I
Wow.
have that whole thing memorized. So Cops. So what are you doing, Sean?
Oh, so is Jed just watching Cops the whole night?
Well, just for
well, no,
8 to 9.
we're talking.
Oh, for 8 to 9. Oh, okay. So, well, I have to preface that I'm watching wrestling all day.
Okay.
and there's a good chance of probably watching WCW Saturday Night and finding ways to fit in. But from 7 to 9, I am, because it falls in between here, I am definitely watching MST3K. I don't know what episode this is. I tried to find what episode it be. This is when they do the rerun, and I don't know exactly which one it would have been, but I'm most likely watching that.
It's a Mike era, 95. This is when Mike.
Yeah, Mike era. Yeah, that's when I started watching. You know, I mean, I people got opinions about Mike and Joel, and I'll watch Joel episode just fine, but Mike's my guy.
Yeah, Mike's meaner and has punchier jokes, and his relationship with the bots is different. They're like coworkers instead of like a fatherly thing. So it's a different vibe. So what are you doing at 9, Jen?
Oh gosh. So at 9, I'm watching America's Most Wanted.
Oh, see, I didn't even go that route. After Cops.
Yeah, no, I would watch the America's Most Wanted. I think this is just like it. I still watch like Forensic Files and like all that sort of stuff. I had a true crime podcast phase, so I think this is where this comes from. So yeah, I would watch America's Most Wanted usually with my parents.
Because that's educational. You need to know who to look out for. And this episode's about a California child molester.
Oh, yeah. So that's very important for us to know in Colorado.
Hey, the people like to move from California to Colorado.
Right, they go all the C states and then Connecticut.
That's exactly how that works. And this is 95. So this is like just as like right after a big wave of people moved. Like
the Northridge?
Yeah, after the Northridge earthquake, we got a huge influx of people from California. And I remember all the adults being so mad about all the transplants. And to this day, they say the exact same thing that they said when I was 15. And I'm just like, okay, get new material, kids.
Yeah, these people have been here for decades.
Or not even that, just like new people. And it's like the same thing. I'm like, guys, shut up. But yeah, so I would have watched that because that was a good time.
How about you, Shawn?
I'm watching the rest of Child's Play 3, most likely.
Really?
Nice.
Really bad movie.
I know, but it's on.
True.
So.
A lot of this is, this is on. I'm waiting for something else. Like
here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's a lot of movies on that I want to watch later on that night because Saturday night, like Friday and Saturday nights, are back when I was 15. Like those are the nights I'm staying up to like 1 or 2, trying to sneak upstairs or whatever, and to go to bed. But I'm watching because like I'm looking at you got of course there's after Child's Play, there's Beavis the Butthead and the State, so I'm probably watching that. But then there's also we got Piranha, you got Death Wish 3, there's a movie called Campus Hustle on USA Up All Night that I'm definitely watching. Something Ninja Assassins, that sounds good.
TMC, the movie channel, is showing A Better Tomorrow, the John Woo movie.
Ooh, sweet.
Oh, okay.
Which is nuts. So I will say Pee-wee's Big Adventure is showing on ABC that night. They only give it 2 stars, which is bullshit. At 9 o'clock, Renegade is on. The Lorenzo Lamas show, which I don't generally mention because it's a ridiculous show and often referenced on MST3K in the Mike era. But this particular episode says Reno, which is his name, the character's name, which is hilarious, discovers that life is anything but easy in the Big Easy when he pursues a murderous voodoo expert played by Fred Williamson.
Ooh, Fred Williamson.
Voodoo expert.
Playing Camila is Fabiano Udinio from Summer School, and she's, I think, a lot of Facina.
Oh, Maria.
Yeah. Fabiana. She's in the current, what is the show? The Schwarzenegger spy show that's on. Like, it's called Snafu or something like that.
Oh no, Fubar.
Fubar, that's it. Yeah.
She's in that.
Yeah, she plays his ex-wife. Yeah.
Oh wow!
But Fred Williamson, as a murderous voodoo expert, that's like a Dana Gould joke about a Night Gallery episode.
Yeah, 100%.
Starring Fred Williamson as a murderous voodoo expert. Yeah.
I just want to say I'm shocked to find out that Renegade's name is Reno because I just thought it was a Renegade. I thought that was his given name.
That's what we all called him. Maybe Reno's his nickname because Ren, that's like,
hey, Reno.
Renegade's his full name. That's, please call me Reno. My father was Renegade.
Renegade the Third.
Yeah. So Tales from the Crypt is on that night. I always watched on Saturdays. We're approaching
Nice.
summer because we're in May, I believe, and the new season would have started soon. So at 11, HBO is showing Tales from the Crypt. This is a very good episode. It's Joan Chen and Ernie Hudson are in this one. It is about an evil clown.
Ooh, sweet.
Just looking at some of the movies on, there are great movies on late that night because you also get Airplane 2, which is on USA.
Yes.
Up All Night is showing
That's
Airplane 2. I don't know.
That's
why.
the duo. That's the duo that night.
And then we get, any other, which they only give 2 stars. They say it's only as good as Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And then, let me just out of curiosity. Yeah, Piranha gets 3 stars. I think that's...
I want to ask you, maybe you know about this movie, Ken. I Was a Male War Bride.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yep. 1984. It's a 40s movie, I believe, actually.
A 40s
Yeah.
movie, okay.
1940.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, 1949. Anne Sheridan and Cary Grant in a broad, racy romp about a French army officer who resorts to female impersonation to accompany his WAC wife to the U.S.
Oh man.
Yep.
That's
So if you want to
that's a
see
movie.
Cary Grant in drag, there's your mission accomplished.
Sounds like a good
Let's
time.
do Sunday. Let's start with Shawn this time.
Oh, okay. So 8 o'clock. Throughout the day, I'm definitely trying to find more wrestling because it's on. It's 1995. It's not great wrestling, but I'm still watching it.
Is this Doink the Clown era? I always say that's when I quit wrestling.
Yeah, actually, I liked it a couple episodes ago, or one of the episodes. You called him Dunk the Clown,
Did I?
I mean, in fairness.
and I like that one, that name better.
up?
He's like a basketball themed clown.
Yeah. Which I think that's brilliant. Actually, a basketball themed clown. That's too heavy. That's too complex for Vince McMahon, to be honest.
Yeah.
Though, to put those two together. But yeah, it's definitely 95. So we're in the middle of the new generation for WWF. It's WWF, so it's like a lot of occupational gimmicks. You know, you had the race car driver, Sparky Plug Thurman. You had the wrestling magician for one match. So you had a lot of that going on. And you also had Kevin Nash running amok as the champion. And WCW was the Hulk Hogan show pretty much. So, there you go. But I'm still watching it. It's like pizza. If it's bad, it's still good. But so from 8 to 9, I'm definitely watching The Simpsons and The Critic because it not only is it the Jay Sherman episode of The Simpsons, but it's also the debut of The Critic, which I probably watched this.
It's not the debut
when it
of The
aired.
Critic. It's the debut of The Critic on Fox.
Oh, that's right.
So this
Okay,
was a
that's right. It was an
really
ABC show.
interesting thing. This hadn't really happened too many times where a show was canceled and then picked up by another network. Like way more common now. It happened for Different Strokes. It happened in a couple of happened for Taxi, but it also happened for The Critic, and Fox picked it up. And so Fox this year tried to make a thing out of mid-season replacement. So mid-season replacement was always like a necessary evil. It was never like a feature where they were like, guys, it's mid-season. We put on a bunch of weird, crappy shows because other shows got canceled. But Fox was really leaning into this, and they called it Fox's new spring season. So that's why they were like, we got The Critic. It's the new spring season.
That's right. Real quick. There's some mid-season stuff in here they talk about in the Grapevine or something. There's some stuff in there that I remembered that I was like, some of it. It's like, wow. I used to love mid-season, just seeing the random shit that would come up, and then you would also get sometimes during the summer you get those random pilots
they'd
of
burn
shows
them
you
off.
can only see once.
Yeah.
Just burn them off on like TG like Friday nights, and you just be like, all right, I guess I saw that.
Yeah, you'd be like, I hope I don't like this too much because I know it's not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's never going to appear
And then
again.
before we get to Jedi, I want to mention, as part of that, so Sunday nights primetime kind of started at 7 for whatever reason. And so they're showing Earth 2, which is the Gene Roddenberry show that's horrifically boring. And this is Rebecca Gayhart's in this episode. But Fox is premiering a new show that I've never heard of in my life called The Great Defender. And it's clearly a ripoff of My Cousin Vinny. Like, that's basically, they're trying to do like a My Cousin Vinny sitcom.
TV show.
And it says, a lawyer with blue-collar bloodlines joins a new law firm of a stodgy Boston blue bloods. In the opener, Lou Frascelli represents a clobbered cabbie and has a run-in with an arrogant rookie attorney who ultimately becomes his coworker. I've never seen this. I bet you I could sit down and write you the exact script.
Oh, I bet you could.
And the full page ad, it's this Italian looking guy pointing to a submarine sandwich in his hand. It says, he'll take any client, solve any case, and America's most honest lawyer will work for food. And it's set in Boston. So that's the other thing. After Cheers
that's
ended in
amazing.
92, there was a bunch of shows that networks set in Boston because they were like, clearly Cheers was a hit because it was set in Boston. So we have to just set things there. That will make shows hits. And it didn't.
Yep. No, it does not.
I just want to say this you definitely know it's fiction because he's holding a submarine sandwich that looks good from Boston, and I've never
Buffalo
found one
shots
there. When we lived there.
Man,
Did you ever
that is
go
shots
to
fired.
Bob's
You're gonna have to
Market in
fight.
Medford?
No, I didn't. No, I did not, because I wasn't going outside of Somerville.
You were a fucking
For
interloper,
reasons.
and people didn't let you in on the good spots.
That's exactly
I know, I didn't
what-
have-
You probably
I
go
got
to
some
fucking
weird
Greek
s-
pizza places, ordering garbage shit subs.
I think that's what I ate.
Fucking
Yeah.
hi-fi.
Hi-Fi Pizza, the fucking place that was just open late. They barely served
Yeah,
anything.
that's the only reason it was like anybody ever ate
What's-
there. Because
Yeah.
you were drunk and you needed food.
Let's not derail, but I'm going to
Sorry.
derail. No, I'm saying I'm going to do this. What's the sub in Buffalo that's so much better?
Oh,
Literally any other place. I mean, I used to go to a place called Pizza Plus near my house, and they had really good salami subs, or we call it in Buffalo hard sausage, and it was they
There's a wrestling
can't blame
gimmick.
right?
yeah, exactly.
Sausage. Nice.
The wrestling butcher, Jimmy Hard Sausage,
Buffalo hard sausage.
Buffalo hard sausage. But yeah, I mean, in most places because they know how to keep. They have a certain kind of bread in Buffalo usually from a place called Costanzo's that the bread is thin enough that the meat stars, but it's not. But the bread is still enough there, and you could also put the toppings on, and everything kind of is in a good order.
So you're saying our bread to
Unlike-
meat ratio is off here? Is that what you're trying to?
Yes, there's something off about
he
that.
has not brought up the chicken Slovaki sub yet, or the chicken finger sub.
Yeah, I've tried to make them at home, and it did not go well because you have to get the bread is the key, and in Buffalo they just know how to make the bread. It's
Like an
thin.
Italian sub roll, or is it like a French bread?
I guess it's more like a French bread.
Okay.
I guess it would be.
Okay.
But yeah.
So
That's just my take. You know, you
there's
can
some amazing
disagree.
There's probably 5 incredible sub places in the Boston area, none of which you went to.
No, I did
They
not.
all
No,
make their
absolutely did
own
not.
rolls. They make seeded braided rolls, sub rolls. That's what they put the food
Nice.
on. Bob's Market, amazing. They do a marinated steak tip sub, which is steak tips are a super Massachusetts thing.
Yes,
Fucking
sir.
awesome. I hate Italian subs because they taste like BO. And it's the same exact smell.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, but I do a nice steak and cheese or something. Nice turkey sub. Big fan of like a chicken salad sub. Sometimes cranberries.
I never had enough chicken salad sub. We did Czechoslovakia a lot in Buffalo.
What's
There's
Slovakia?
actually
It's like
Slovak-
a Greek sauce.
Oh, is it like
kind of,
tzatziki kind of?
yeah, no, it's like Slovakia was like it's more like not tzatziki because Slovakia is more like an olive oil marinade kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just it's mostly like just the way the chicken's arranged, and you got the shredded lettuce. We used to go to a place called Garden View. There's actually the guys
Shredded
that ran
lettuce is a must
the
on all sandwiches, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. But there's the Garden View. They owned a bunch of different places, all with the suffix of "view" at the end, and there were a bunch of Greek guys that made these really good subs. So I was spoiled in Subtown in Buffalo. You know, that was
You gotta come visit.
those were
We'll
good
go on
times.
a sub tour, man. I gotta.
Okay, well, you know what?
That's awesome.
If I don't explode from gout, maybe I'll,
Some good body
'cause
disease.
Yeah.
yeah, because that's the thing. I've
socks.
as a middle-aged man, I've come to experience more often than not over the past couple of years, and I have to be careful about enjoying the spoils of subs.
That was my uncle here, my uncle who introduced me to all these sub places, and then pretty much just ate oysters and vodka. You would imagine had a lot of gut issues. But yeah.
That's it. No, thank you.
Oh man, Vinny's at Night, which was a convenience store sub shop that had a hidden Italian restaurant in the back that you had to know about.
That's amazing.
And
Ooh, I like a good hidden restaurant.
The mob hanging out back there.
Yeah, and the food was amazing. But they literally had like a different sub special every night of the week, so you could only get certain subs on certain nights. And Wednesday was pan-fried chicken subs.
Ooh, that sounds good.
With these peppers and onions. So, anyway.
That sounds delicious.
Yes. Jen, what are you doing today?
So at 8 on Sundays, and it's interesting because you mentioned that like for some reason primetime started at 7. Like in Colorado, in Denver anyway, primetime always was at 7. So it was always 7
Because
to
you're
9.
Central Mountain Time, right?
We're Mountain Time. So yeah, it was. Colorado's a little bit weird when it comes to this stuff. So anyway, but at 8 p.m. I'm watching The Simpsons, obviously. But I am actually changing at 8:30 because I want to catch the end of Lois and Clark.
The forgotten Superman.
Yes, the forgotten Superman, the Superman we do not speak of, even though he was a good Superman back then. He kind of sucks now, but that's not the point. I was always like, are they going to kiss? And they never kissed, and it was very sad. So if they're going to kiss, it's going to be at the end, so I'd have to watch the last half hour.
In this episode of Lois and Clark.
Do they kiss?
No, but starring as Lenny Stoke, previous guest of the show, Michael DeBarge.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, so I'd watch that.
Yeah, and Bruce Campbell was on the show at this time, I believe. This season was when he came on to the show as a regular. They had, I believe, playing Mr. Mitzel Pitlick, Howie Mandel.
Wow.
Was he already was he a straight bald by this time?
No, this was a hairy Howie.
Okay.
And it's also like one of the things. There's a lot of things that annoy me about Howie Mandel, but Howie Mandel is one of those guys where it's like, dude, you're a fucking nerd. But he's always like, I'm super handsome. I'm a cool guy. And it's like, no. And he plays Mitzel Pitlick that way.
Oh, no.
It's terrible.
Like, dude, it's okay to be a nerd, man. It's fine. It's fine. Just embrace it.
Because in Superboy, Michael J. Pollard played Mitzel Pitlick, and it was perfect.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've ever seen that Superboy show.
It's okay. They tried to do more comic book style, like actual sci-fi comic booky villains, whereas Lois and Clark went like the Incredible Hulk route, where like they're the. So yeah, have you tried to rewatch that show?
No, God, no. I don't. I haven't seen it since it was on the air, and I still, to this day, for some reason, I don't remember why. I don't know why this has stuck with me. I remember like her and Clark are going to go on like an actual date. And her line is like a real date, like when I'm going to get dressed up and I'm going to put perfume on the back of my knee and I don't even know why. And I still remember that line and I don't know why. But yeah, I haven't watched it since I was probably 15.
The villain?
So I'm sure it's unwatchable.
The villain in this episode? I don't believe this is a comic book villain, but if it is, it's probably a villain from a 70s action comics that's in your collection. It is the menacing Sound Man. A high-tech madman.
Sound man.
No, I don't know. I am not familiar with Sound
That
Man.
sounds like a Marvel team-up.
It also sounds like we're just about to break into Spoon Man. Like, just like all of a sudden Soundgarden appears.
Man, that's bad.
Wow. Yeah, that's bad.
So what are you doing at 9, Shawn?
Well, I'm watching Married with Children. That one, I forgot which episode that is, but it looked like it was decent. It wasn't one of the 7 episodes.
It's a repeat.
So
Jefferson learns that a doll he bought for Marcy is worth a small fortune, so he asks Al a big favor: sleep next to Marcy while he trades dolls. Al's cut of first issue nude magazines. Probably big
Of
ones.
course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then after that, I was probably watching the end, or maybe who knows if I'm foregoing Married with Children altogether, and I'm watching Night of the Demons 2, and eventually Scanner Cop on Cinemax.
Night of Demons 2, directed by Brian Trenchard Smith, former guest of the show.
It's
It's good.
That's a pretty good movie.
It's very good.
It's quite bloody. It's quite gory, and also there's a girl in there, Zoe Trilling, who has a prominent role, and she's also a girl that's in.
Mirror.
No, wait, I think she's in an Amityville 4 with the lamp.
Oh yes. It's Zoe Trilling's like the slutty girl. She plays Mary Lou in Prom Night 3.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Oh, Prom Night 3. Oh my. Oh wait. Yes.
Prom Night 3 is
Prom Night 3.
The comedy one that features the characters from Prom Night 2.
I have that on VHS, and because I remember seeing it because look, I grew up, just like you, Ken and Jen. Like I grew up in the '80s. All bets were off. We were watching every movie at any time for any reason.
Our parents didn't care.
Our parents didn't care. And I remember that movie as a good movie. And I have it on VHS, but I feel like I have an edited version of it, and I'm kind of frustrated.
Part 3 is kind of a boring movie. Part 2 is much better. Night of the Demons 2 manages to one up the first one, be just as good without being a retread. But they one up the
Part
lipstick
3
thing in a way that I don't want to ruin for people.
I need to go back and watch it. Because I remember Part 3. Part 3 is kind of a slog. Yeah, Part 3 is not good.
But Part 2 is great.
But did you ever see the remake, the Night of the Demons remake with Eddie Furlong?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. No.
There's one good movie with Eddie Furlong in it, and it's Terminator 2.
Yeah.
I once, when we lived in LA, I used to work at a second spin, and Eddie Furlong came in to look at the used Xbox games, and he accidentally left his BMW keys on the counter, but he came back. But that was the time Eddie Furlong came in the store.
Like a year ago, I posted Eddie Furlong put out an album in Japan because he was so popular from T2. And,
nice.
Wait! Like singing?
Oh yeah, look it up. It's unbelievable. He can't sing. They're all clearly one takes. They're covers. He does a cover of "People Are Strange," and you would not believe. I'm just gonna leave that with you for a little treat for yourself when we're done. Eddie Furlong's Japanese-only release of "People Are Strange." Wow. There's a reason they never released it here. It's boy.
I'm morbidly curious.
Yeah, you'll appreciate how hilarious it is unintentionally.
Because he's not known for he's known for squeaking.
That's what he does. That's what he does. Imagine Eddie Furlong singing. That's how he sounds. That's exactly how he sounds. I'm surprised you didn't go with everyone's favorite show, Tech War.
No, but I will say the Tech War comics, the Epic comics they had around this time aren't bad. We covered them on our show at one time, and I remember quite enjoying it.
Does Shatner write the comics as well, or are you just based on his novels?
I don't know. Let's see. I actually have it right here.
That seems like a random thing, like Peter David wrote the comic and actually made it, decent. I might just be making that up in my head. What are you doing at 9, Jen?
At night, I'm watching Married with Children. Loved Married with Children. And then at the end of that, I am actually switching over probably to National Geographic, because I was one of those really annoying kids where, I'd be like, but I'm also smart. So, I'm going to watch National Geographic because I'm smart. I am not smart, but I would like to pretend that I was. So that's probably what I would end up watching.
Fair enough.
Just the end of it.
So you guys matched pretty closely on this night, so we've made it far. Before we get to Monday night, I want to point out our porcelain friend, Carl. And he's on page 58 of the PDF. This is a adorable porcelain collector doll dressed in an authentic Bavarian outfit. He's ready for Oktoberfest.
Oh, no, this thing is terrifying.
Horrifying.
The teeth?
Yes. This was sculpted by Nancy Leslie. She sculpted Carl with extraordinary realism. See the way his mouth is wide open with song? You can almost hear him singing as he
With
plays
song.
the accordion. They're
Gross.
fine bisque. This thing costs 4 payments of $22.25. So this is over $100. $89. Carl is available only from the Danbury Mint. He is priced at just $89, payable in 4 convenient monthly installments of $22.25.
Do you remember these Danbury Mint
Oh, yeah.
things? And they were always something like this. And like, it's like that episode of Seinfeld where George sees all the dolls. Like, that's how I always feel.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love it goes, as an assurance of authenticity, Nancy Leslie's signature is inscribed on the doll's back because people are bootlegging Carl Bisque dolls.
Oh,
That's
God.
a big problem in 95.
Right.
Oh,
Watch
yeah.
out. Real quick, just as an update on the Tech World. Actually, it's Tech World I have. But it was written by Ron Goulart,
Don't know.
who he was a ghostwriter on a lot of different comics and books.
licensed stuff?
Throughout the... Like licensed stuff, yeah. You know, he wrote a lot of... He was a lot of Vampirella here. So, and also artist Lee Sullivan and Evan Skolnick, a colorist, which that's Milk and Cheese, right?
No, Evan Dorkin's Milk and Cheese.
Evan Dorkin. Oh, I'm an asshole. Sorry.
All right.
I do have to point out before we move on, at 10, obviously, we are flipping over to Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. 95 is like...
Oh, my
Beavis and
God.
Butthead.
You have to.
That, so good.
Monday night, 8 o'clock. What are you doing, Jen? We'll start with you this time.
So I am at 8 p.m. probably watching Unsolved Mysteries, but I do have to point out that at 7:30, they are playing Are You Being Served?
Of course. Mrs. Slocum.
I love Are You Being Served? And you know what's really funny is they only showed this show at like midnight here in Denver.
Oh, okay.
On PBS. So I was so shocked to see it at like 7:30. I'm like, oh my God, Are You Being Served? I loved that show with Mrs. Slocum and her pussy.
Yes. I'm free.
She was bringing it up.
There's
Mr. Humphreys.
There's two of my favorite British comedians, Vic and Bob, is Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer, and they used to have a show called Shooting Stars that was like a weird panel show with celebrities, and they would have like sketches in between. But they do this sketch, and it's like full recreation of Are You Being Served? And someone calls out, and it's Nelson Mandela, and he goes, "I'm free." It's so funny. It's like this like really elaborate setup.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's very good. Yeah, this is on GBH. This is a Providence edition, but they get the Boston PBS station, and they showed Are Being Served pretty much every night at 7:30.
Oh, love that show. So yeah, but Unsolved Mysteries would be my 8 p.m.
Curious what the mysteries are in this one. Let's see if they say.
Probably an explosion at a ghost.
At a ghost factory, they don't say.
That's
But
too
yeah.
bad.
Sean, what are you doing at 8?
At 8 o'clock, I am watching Road to Fame, 90210, and Melrose Place. Solely for the reason that I want to know if they showed any clips of Josie Bassett in Umberto Lenzi's thriller Hitcher in the Dark.
Yes.
I am watching it solely for that.
Or Courtney Thorne-Smith
but also
in Summer School.
Summer School,
Revenge of the
or
Nerds 2 came out the same week.
oh yes, oh yeah. I bet R.I.P. Robert Carradine. By the way,
yeah.
but I was thinking a lot about that because should I share my my story about Revenge of the Nerds 2?
Please do.
Now that you've mentioned it, now that I can't not talk about it. So when I was 8, I made my penance, and this was again 80s. Watch whatever you want. So my father was like, Shawn, because you've made your penance, we will celebrate by watching Revenge of the Nerds 2, and you will be able to order a quarter pounder, because you're moving up in burgerology.
That's a good day.
And it's a great day. And years later, I recounted this story just as I told it. And I was telling my brother, and my brother goes, "That didn't happen. Our dad didn't know any ologies."
I've seen Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise so many times. I have a 45 single of the
No 116?
of the
Or was it
no,
No 118?
even better, the title song "Take Me Back to Paradise" by 38 Special.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love Nerds 2. Ghost written
Revenge
by
of the
Ed
Nerds.
Sullivan.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Revenge of the Nerds 2, I think, started a lot of white boy rap careers because of Barry
yeah.
Sobel. I've heard him mentioned a few times by white rap adjacent people. So yeah,
There's few better jokes in the 80s than the Hotel Coral Essex.
oh yes. also prime James Hall.
Oh, yeah.
in that
Snotty.
movie.
Yes.
Snotty.
So, summer 1987, Courtney Thorne-Smith was in the Fast Times TV show. She was in the Jennifer Jason Leigh role, in Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise, and in Summer School.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah,
It's amazing.
they should show all those clips from that. What are you doing, Jen?
So at 9, I'm probably going for one of my favorites, which is Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, this is the original
I
English one. This is before they did the U.S. version.
Love. Yeah, which is great because Greg Proops was on that one. And I would, before I even knew his name, I was like, oh my God, the guy with the glasses is on. So I would watch Whose Line, and then at 9:30, I'd go over and watch Ren and Stimpy.
That's a good night. That's a good night.
Yeah, great night.
Just to mention, almost 10 years ago exactly, Greg Proops did me the favor of opening my album recording show for me.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. He was one of the first, I may have been the first, like, actual live tapings of a podcast that we ever saw, because he was recording his Smartest Man in the World podcast, and it was just after his book came out. And he did it. Where was that club in LA? It was this tiny ass little club.
Wait, wasn't it the lab at the Improv?
No, because it was red.
It was in West Hollywood. It was that.
Yes.
It was like
Oh,
communist.
yes.
Themed. It was called like.
Yes, and it's
Yeah, the Russian
red.
place.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was like very
Oh,
red,
shit.
and we went in and we saw him do
Yeah,
this.
I can't think of that.
His recording.
Stand up there.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I remember when he was
cool.
opening the show, he was like, "I'm not doing any material tonight. Ken is merely an acquaintance of mine. I'm not being paid." It was really funny. So funny.
I feel like when we saw his taping, he was talking about how during the LA riots, he was like walking down the hill trying to find like a fast food
Sounds
burger
right.
place.
That sounds like him.
Yeah, that sounds
like
right.
him.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
he's the best. He, to this day, every year, so for whatever reason, he knows I love the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And every year at Thanksgiving, he's in New York in this apartment that overlooks the parade route. I don't know
Oh,
why.
wow.
But every year he texts me a bunch of photos of the balloons as they
that's
go by. Like
amazing.
literally every year for the last like 12 years.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's
sounds
so
great.
cool. He's such a really interesting guy.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah. I love proofs.
Yeah.
How about you, Shawn? What are you doing at 9?
What do you think I'm doing at 9 o'clock?
Probably Models Inc.
Wrestling.
Well, let me just say real quick. Models Inc. season finale, babe, you'll be interested in this. Mitch Pileggi plays a killer hired by somebody on the show to break up a wedding.
Yeah.
Wow. This is like before Mitch Pileggi was like Skinner.
Yeah.
Like he'd show up, but he wasn't like, he wasn't getting his name in the title.
People were like, "Is that Horace
Yeah.
Pinker from Shocker?"
Yeah,
Or-
exactly.
I keep bugging Jen that we're gonna watch Shocker one
Yeah.
day.
It's
And it's gonna be a good
something.
time.
It's something. My favorite
It's
thing about
something.
it is so he possesses people in the movie, and at one point he possesses this little girl, and they shot that first because they had to get like the kid out of the way or something. And so one of the tells that you know that he's possessing this person is that Horace Pinker has a limp. But this kid was such a terrible actor that the limp is awful, but because that set the precedent and they had to match, he has to do this like ridiculous limp throughout the whole movie, and he's been asked about it and he gets so mad. Because he's like, everyone thinks I'm a bad actor. And he's like, I had to match this stupid 7-year-old girl.
I think in also that movie, I don't know if he possesses or he kills Kane Roberts, the heavy metal guitar, Alice Cooper's ex-guitarist.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. But I'm watching WWF Raw at 9 o'clock. It is the build to WrestleMania 11. You have a pretty good Shawn Michaels versus British Bulldog match that looks like it's a good time. Also a Bob Backlund squash. And Stephen Dunn of the team Well Done versus Duke the Dumpster Drosy. One of them is dead, and one of them is a child pornographer. So you could pick which one.
I do want to mention, if you guys have the PDF there at hand and you go to page 69, at 9 o'clock there's a heart-to-heart made-for-TV movie, and it's called Secrets of the Heart. Interwoven plots entangle Jonathan and Jennifer in the theft of a priceless gold coin and a mystery concerning Jonathan's childhood. Wagner's daughter, Natasha, plays Toby, filmed in San Francisco. If one of you could read me the ad on the right, the guest stars along the strip along the bottom there, of this made-for-TV movie, Heart to Heart, Secrets of the Heart.
Oh, okay.
Find it.
I got it here.
Okay, good.
You got Marion Ross.
Mrs. Cunningham from Happy Days.
Pat Morita.
Oh, sweet.
Natasha Wagner.
Yep, who's his daughter, Natasha Gregson Wagner. People may know her as now.
Jason Bateman.
Yep. This is a downtime for Bateman. This is post-Teen Wolf 2, pre-Arrested Development. This is a sort of, he's lost in the woods here.
And a pile of trash.
Yes. Literal pile of trash who resides currently in the White House. Is in this made-for-TV movie. Heart to Heart, Secrets of the Heart.
Did they film it at one of his properties? Because wasn't that the whole deal, that if you filmed at his property, you had to actually give him a role?
It says it's filmed in San Francisco, and I don't think he has any connection. Like, I never like to see this piece of absolute garbage anywhere, but I'm so curious about how he fits into this in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, right.
Like, that took me by surprise. I was
so
shocked
weird.
by that ad. I'm like, okay, what? Where are we? Tuesday? I forget who we start with. Whoever wants to go at 8.
Well, let Shawn go.
All right. You know what? We talked about Rescue 911 already, so I think I'm gonna forego that and watch Killer Bee Invasion from 8 to 10.
Deadly Invasion, The Killer Bee Nightmare. This is a world broadcast premiere on Fox, made-for-TV movie. And I love, the ad's very effective. It's just a picture of a bee. And it says, if you can hear them coming, it's already too late. And then, this will be a true story.
Yeah, right. Don't threaten me with a good time.
And this movie
Come on, bees.
is awful.
Bees,
so awful. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like, oh man, it stars Robert Hayes, which already makes it feel like a parody just because of Airplane. And they give it 0 stars. They go,
Nice.
This creepy cousin of the birds, an aggressive swarm of Africanized honeybees, attacks an agrarian California community just north of Mexico. Ryan Philippe is in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
that's right.
really?
Early role.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's a good one to all night. That's you and the Killer Bees.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I wish I'm interested in the bees, because what I had originally picked at 8 was Wings.
Good show.
And then at the end of that, I loved Wings. And then I would
Her
flip
dad's
over
a pilot, or a part-time, sometimes pilot.
Yeah. So of course we're watching Wings, because
Yep.
my dad loves anything
This
about
is
planes.
the Amy Yazbek era, which I like the Walsh her name.
Yeah. And then at 9:30 I'd probably finish Rescue 911. But I should have flipped over to the bees, because then at 9 I'd watch Frasier, followed by John Larroquette's show, just because I loved him in Night Court.
His show was great for one season.
Yeah.
And then the second season.
Yeah, for one season it was good. Yeah. But I loved him in Night Court just so much.
Speaking of Boston, Lenny Clark plays a cop in the John Larroquette show. And
man.
everyone in Hollywood hates Lenny Clark because he's a fucking asshole. And so if not for Dennis Leary protecting me, we would not be in anything ever. And I've heard a million stories from people who are showrunners and sitcom guys at the networks, and they're like, that guy had more chances than anyone on earth, and he's a fucking asshole. And he would come in there like he's a big shot, and we're like, dude, we don't fucking care that you host a show, a stand-up show in Boston. No one gives a fuck about you. Like, he had this sort of like, I'm a big shot. But my favorite thing about the John Larroquette show, so he plays a cop who's always hanging out, at the diner counter. And they subtly, and then eventually not so subtly, write his character as gay. And he has no clue. And it's so funny to watch because they completely did it on purpose because the writers hated him. And of all the guys to make his character gay,
And he still doesn't realize.
And it's so funny. Oh my God. So funny.
I'm going to have to go back and watch that.
Rescue 911 that night is a girl is trapped in an icy water after a snowmobile accident. A woman in rural Maine is menaced by a prowler. A hiker collapsed in Nevada. And youngsters who are seriously injured by, guesses? It's like a Mad Lib.
Machetes.
Fireworks, good guess. What was yours, Sean?
Machete.
Machete, close. Pair of scissors.
Oh, that's awesome. No, basically, though, I am biding my time until 10 p.m. when In Living Color comes on.
Yes, and this is when they moved it from, this is the last season, I think, of In Living Color. This is when Chris Rock was on. They moved it from Sunday nights. It is on up against the world television premiere of Boys in the Hood on CBS,
Nice.
which I can't imagine what the TV edit of that is like. But I 100% was not watching In Living Color at this time. I had completely turned on In Living Color.
I just remember that we used to watch it, especially in syndication, and it used to be on during the day in the summer, which is weird. But there was this one episode where they just took every musical number they ever did and put it into one show.
That'd be pretty good.
I actually had this taped on VHS because it did the Michael Bolton where his head explodes. Yep. It did Tommy Davidson as Michael Jackson when he's doing the white and black video, and at the very end, this cop shows up, and he's like, "Officer," and he's doing the dancing, and he's like, "Officer, can you tell me am I white or black?" And he gets arrested, and he just looks at the camera, and he's like, "Well, I guess I am black." And it was just amazing, just so good. And then there was one with the sister like threatening to strangle Keenan, and I don't remember exactly what that was, but it was very funny. So
Kim Waynes.
Yes.
Also, I think, are you forgetting the Vanilla Ice?
Oh, the Vanilla Ice one was there.
Jim
That's
Carrey
right.
as Vanilla Ice. Yeah.
And he got a toilet paper cut on.
Get the lines. Yeah.
My mom made me this jacket.
My mom made me this jacket. God, I loved it.
Before we get to Wednesday night, there's another doll ad. And this is a baby angel. It's called I Wish You Love. And it's designed by Julie Good Kruger, the artist who has her own photo in the ad. It says Julie Good Kruger is widely known and highly praised in the contemporary doll making profession. Since 1977, she has been creating incredibly lifelike dolls. Her work has been recognized in the doll industry many times, with several awards and nominations. Miss Good Kruger's dolls are prized by collectors throughout the U.S. and even the world, as far away as Australia and Africa. And then they have a quote from her.
Oh, God.
When something special happens in the life of someone we love, we want to send best wishes. I created these angels to carry those good tidings for you. And when you wear the little golden charms that come with each angel, you'll be reminded of these special wishes wherever you are. This is a terrible gift. I cannot imagine if somebody sent you this. It's horrifying. It is cheaper than the Lederhosen one. It's only $49.95.
It's 3 payments of just $16.95
with a 1-year unconditional guarantee.
Oh,
You may with
at least this one doesn't have teeth.
no, but it also looks weirder
Oh.
without the teeth. It's got like a real gum mouth thing.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely looks like it's going to gum you to death.
You may, without
Oh, no.
hesitation and for any reason whatsoever, return I Wish You Love to us at any time within 1 full year after you receive her. We will refund or credit your account if you pay by credit card, your full purchase price, including postage with no questions asked.
That I didn't realize there were so many doll ads in the TV Guide.
Who was buying
I remember that being a lot. I remember there being a lot of those color ads that you just had to rip out.
Yeah,
They're just like, get out of here. It's messing up my reading.
yeah, because we never had like. I actually, this is the first actual TV Guide I've ever
Wow.
looked
Okay,
at.
so you didn't have one
Yes.
growing up.
We did not do
Yeah,
this
no, we had them.
TV Guide. We got the thing that comes in the newspaper. That was just the thing. So I didn't realize there were this many doll
Did you have a
ads.
toaster oven?
Did I personally, or was
The
it
family, like when you were growing up?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had a toaster oven, not a toaster.
Correct, toaster oven.
So this is a long-standing theory that I've had on the show since the very beginning. People who got TV Guide had a toaster. People who got the free TV Week in the newspaper had a toaster oven.
Interesting.
Sean, did you guys have a toaster?
That's correct. We had
Never
a toaster.
oven.
Never had a toaster oven.
Why are these
Yep.
two
Great
things
toasters.
connected?
This is a really good question. I do have to ask too. Do you find, like, my parents are from Boston, so do you find more people from the East Coast with toaster ovens?
No.
Than just toasters?
No. But the
Interesting.
people who didn't pay for TV Guide here all had toaster ovens.
That's us. Yep, toaster oven.
I
All the
don't
way.
know
That's,
why.
That is a very interesting connection.
Yeah. And I remember that as a kid, I'd go over people's houses and I'd see the TV Week instead of the TV Guide and I'd be horrified. And then they'd have a toaster oven and I'm like, what are these people?
Who are these weirdos? Yeah.
Everyone
no.
I ask, like almost without fail, it's toaster oven TV Week.
Fascinating. We got to do like a
Yeah.
study.
Yeah. Terrifying. So Wednesday, what are we doing here? 8:00.
8 o'clock. So for me, this is, again, my parents are from Boston, even though I grew up in Colorado. So I am probably watching from 8 to 9:30 Boston the way it was.
Which is a
my
very
parents-
fun documentary. I have
Oh, I bet it's
this.
amazing.
There's
Yeah?
a great segment about the old Revere Beach when it was like a Coney Island type thing, and there's all kinds of cool footage. And it's basically it's a GBH special of old people talking about Boston in the first half of the 20th century. It is exactly
Oh my God,
what
that's
you think.
amazing. I would love to watch this, and my parents would absolutely watch it just to see it, because my mom grew up in the North End. So anytime we can get to the North End, see just how it was back then, she would have been thrilled. So yeah,
I have
definitely watching
a
that.
standing joke with my wife that if you want to pretend you're from Boston and you're talking to someone on the phone or in public anywhere, all you have to do is repeat the following phrases, even if no one else is around you, and no one will question your authenticity. And it's, yeah. In those days, they don't care. They don't care. Yeah. No, they don't care. In those days, yeah. Well, then, yeah. No, yeah. And you could do that forever, and they'll never question it.
That's literally every conversation my mom has with her
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah. Well, in those days, they don't care. And
those
they
days,
don't care. So you're watching that all night. How about you, Sean?
Yep.
Well, 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, I'm watching 90210.
Did you watch it
probably,
then?
Based. Not really, no. I was kind of looking here. I was like, I don't know if I was really watching anything around this time, like on the regular on Wednesday nights. Like I was kind of past the whole sitcom thing, as an appointment viewing, at least on a Wednesday or anything like that. Although I do remember vividly the George Wendt show.
Yes.
Because the George Wendt show is a mid-season replacement. And I remember there being a jingle they used to have on the commercial where it was something like George went, where George went after Cheers, or they couldn't get enough of that went word in there. I remember that. And I didn't know anything about the show other than George went. And reading it sounds something like I don't want to watch.
So they licensed the story of the Car Talk brothers, the NPR Car Talk
really?
guys.
Yeah.
So it's George
Yeah.
Wendt and Dan Coleman.
Yes. There's an ad for it.
playing
a
the
couple
Car
pages down.
Talk Brothers. So they have a radio show and they talk about fixing cars. So that is the premise of this show. And it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah. I also want to point out real quick, because I don't know if it's the
How long
same
did that
night.
last?
6 episodes.
Oh yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
right.
that didn't go very long. I also, just because it's not mid-season, but it's being replaced, so News Radio around this time is debuting. And it replaces Something Wilder.
Yep.
The Gene Wilder show that came out, where he was the 40-year-old. He was a middle-aged man that had young
Yep.
kids, that kind of thing. And I remember that there was also another jingle where it was like one of those like 90s, like, yeah, we're playing guitar, Something Wilder, you know. I'd have to go back and hear it, because it sticks in my head. And it's just, I'm like, but it's a Gene Wilder show. I don't know. It just doesn't seem very guitar-y for me. But anyways, yeah.
There's also a made-for-TV movie on that night from 1995 starring Edward Woodward. It basically sounds like an Equalizer movie, but isn't. Edward Woodward plays a retired Scotland Yard detective who takes it upon himself to probe a serial killer case while visiting his daughter. Al Waxman is in it, who is a Canadian actor who was in the King of Kensington. But I love the name of the movie. It is called The Shamrock Conspiracy,
Oh, nice.
which sounds
Oh, I
like
like
a
that.
white rap group.
It does. It's out of Southie, actually.
It's a
South group, white rap group out of Southie.
And they have a song that has a novelty dance called the Shamrock Shake.
we had a guy in House of Pain for like a minute, and it didn't work.
Guys, you were going to see the Shamrock Conspiracy play down at the Hat Show. They're doing a free concert.
The half shell. Yeah, not the Middle East.
Got the half shell.
Going big,
Oh,
huh?
they're huge now. They got that song on the radio. They had a song in 90210.
They sure did. That was Steve's favorite song. Steve Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
He was telling everybody, "Hey guys."
Oh, you know it.
And then did you
here
have a
was
9
Steve.
o'clock, Sean? Because you're watching Boston the Way It Is all night, right, Jen?
Yes.
Yeah. Hang on. Where's my list here? 9 o'clock. Wednesday. Oh, so I'm definitely watching Unhappily Ever After, because 1995 Nikki Cox was a big deal for me.
Married to Bobcat Goldthwait at that time.
Bobcat. Yeah. Wait, at the time
I think
she was?
so.
Oh, that was just right, because he was the bunny on that show. He was the bunny. But I did watch a few of those, and that was a good time. And then after that, I'll watch Ren and Stimpy on
Palate
TV.
cleanser. I feel like I'd never seen an episode of Unhappily Ever After, but to me, I was like, is this Married with Alf? Like, is that what the show is?
Pretty much. It's so Married with Children, but it's just that there's a doll there. You know,
It's a
there's a
sentient
toy that's
speaking
hanging out.
doll.
And he talks,
No.
you know, and but he sits on a couch with it. You know, there's a couch involved. You know, and there's different ages. There's an extra kid. You know, there's a younger
So
kid.
Married with Alf isn't really
Yeah.
that far off.
Right.
No,
Sounds right.
not.
There's some great, weird mid-season stuff on this night. Shows that I
Yeah.
don't recall.
Thursday, I guess. Am I going or are you going, Sean?
I'll go
Okay.
because I am looking at it right here. So I'm not watching any of that stuff.
Me either. Sorry.
No, I'm watching Unsolved Mysteries on Lifetime.
Ooh, okay.
We're gonna cozy up to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from 8 to 9. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
So that's what I'm watching from 8 to 9.
Same, actually, because I'm not watching any of this weird ass mid-season stuff. I am like, maybe they're going to talk about angels, because sometimes they did on those Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, I love that show so much, and
Yes.
God, that show just would go. One of my favorite things about that show is it would just sometimes it would just go so hard without any feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's an episode where it's like, and I actually have the video. Maybe I should send this to you, Ken. I don't know. I think it's something where it's this old guy is like, I'm looking for my daughter. I'm looking for my daughter. You know, where is she? Oh my God, I miss her. And I wish I could just find her. And then they have the thing at the end where it's like, yeah, he found her, but then she died in an explosion.
She had died it was just like, we found out that she died in an explosion when she was like 11. So she's been dead
The whole time I was
Yeah.
looking for it.
Parts everywhere.
I've talked about this before, but I haven't for a while. But one of my favorite ones ever is they found a videotape near where there had been an arson fire, and the videotape was clearly a kid, but it was someone going, "Omar, look at the fire, Omar," and they were like, Robert Stack was like, Omar may be an acronym for a satanic cult. Like they went this whole thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then they had an update later. I was like, update. Omar and his friend are 13-year-olds that started this fire. It was like, look at the fire, Omar. And they tried so hard to make this scary, and it's just some freaking kids.
I remember that, especially like right coming out of the 80s. Everything was a satanic cult.
Of course.
Because we're still coming out of that satanic.
Like, what did Omar stand for? Like the officers of Majestic, like ridiculous.
That's awesome.
So there's a documentary about Frank Yankovic, America's Polka King, which I bet would just be hilarious. No relation to Weird Al. There's a mid-season show called Extreme, which they call
Yes, I
an
saw
adventure show. And it says, Andy knows what she wants. She just doesn't know who. And so Andy, played by Julie Bowen, tries to determine where she stands with Kyle after the obsessive Callie, weird, that was my sister's name, although with a K, a weird name to come up and stuff, breezes into town looking for some answers of her own, and Sarah saves the life of a daring photographer, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who has no use for her helping hand. This has Dae Young in it, James Brolin is in this.
Isn't this primarily like a rescue show? That's what I got the impression of, because they mentioned
adventure.
That's what's so weird, because it's like, it's called Extreme, but it's like, well, she doesn't know who she wants to be with. And I'm like,
two guys? Could you
They
believe
don't call it a drama. They call it an adventure series.
it kind of starting to sound like a tab on Pornhub. Like, what are you talking about here?
Oh no, the Extreme tab took me to a
wants.
mid-season replacement.
She doesn't know who. Yeah, that looks terrible. 9 o'clock, what are we doing?
9 o'clock, I'm going to One Night Stand. I used to watch all those I loved stand-up comedy ever since I was a kid. My mom used to get pissed at me because I spent pretty much my entire summer in the house watching either VH1, because they used to do that with brick wall, or whatever was on Comedy Central.
Yep, this is Ellen DeGeneres One Night Stand.
Really? Wow. That's
was on HBO about 10 years before this, but Comedy Central used to re-air a lot of the old ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I was definitely switching over to watch whoever it was. I didn't even care. Whatever comedian I could find. So.
How about
I used to love those things. Real quick, we were just talking about those the other day, about how like at VH1 would just show like random Gallagher specials. That's how I became exposed to a lot of
A lot of the one night stands were shot in Colorado.
Oh, really?
At Aspen.
Where?
Aspen,
okay,
that theater in Aspen, that smallish theater.
Yes, doing the comedy festival.
They would shoot like 4 or 5 during that, and then that was that Aspen theater. Because I remember the year I went to Aspen, because they never really advertised it as being at Aspen, because they were like, that was like a 2-week thing, and then but I walked into that theater and I'm like, oh, it's the One Night Stand theater.
Oh, that is cool.
Like, here's where it is.
But I am watching Seinfeld at 9, which is a repeat,
because Thursday night,
and then I am watching Blindfold: Acts of Obsession, starring USA, Shannon Doherty and Judd Nelson. I mean, look, we're not getting too crazy, but it's crazy enough.
It's an erotic thriller on basic cable, which is always hilarious because they're not showing anything.
Nope.
Yeah, we're not getting too crazy, but I'll stick around.
There are 0 stars on this one. It says Shannon Doherty stars as the troubled wife acting out her sexual fantasies with her husband on the advice of her therapist. And Judd Nelson plays the therapist, which is hilarious.
Oh, that's amazing. This must have been after she left.
When she's like, I want to be a movie star.
She was gone by 95.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, okay.
So this is post 90210, pre-Charmed. So again,
pre-Charmed, which is another one of those shows that she was on and then gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For good, like there was all those women hated each other on that show. And it was apparently the most miserable set to be a part of because it was just like constant battles of whose show is this.
Oh my God. Yeah, I did. I feel like I watched the first season of Charmed.
It's dumb. And it's on
super
like
dumb.
TBS all the time. And if it's on, I'll be like, what is this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I'm 15, I'm gothy, there's witches.
Of course.
So of course I'm going to watch it.
You're like, I hope this is like The Craft. And it's not.
And it's not, unfortunately.
It was not.
No. The Craft was my personality. It was not
a lot of us. We are the weirdos, mister.
We sure are.
There's two things on this night that are on TV because of two movies that are coming out this summer.
Okay.
And one on A&E is It's Alive, the True Story of Frankenstein documentary, chronicling the history of the Frankenstein story from Mary Shelley's 1818 novel to the new Mary Shelley's Frankenstein movie.
Wow. I don't remember this at all, this movie.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's Robert De
I'm
Niro as the
familiar.
creature.
Well, that I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it came out around the same time as the Mary Riley with Julia Roberts, which I think is supposed to be like a Jekyll and Hyde movie, but from the perspective of like his nurse.
Oh, God.
It's terrible.
That sounds terrible.
It's real bad.
The premise sounds terrible.
And then on Discovery Channel, they have a documentary, movie magic, behind the scenes of Demolition Man. And
I think I've seen this because Jesse Ventura is in it, I think.
And they interview Sid Steinbridge, owner of Steinbridge Gun Rentals Incorporated.
For what purpose?
Has he provided the guns? I don't know.
I was going to say, was he in Demolition Man? I don't recall.
Blindfold acts of obsession. Who is that for? It's like Silk Stockings on USA Network. Who is that for?
Shit.
Just get
Silk
cable.
Stockings.
Just
How
pay
long did
for
Silk
HBO.
Stockings go?
Like 9 seasons.
Serious?
Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
on CBS. It got canceled. Then USA Network bought it and made new episodes. So Friday, final night of the week. How are we closing out the week?
I just wanted to mention a couple movies on Thursday.
Sure.
Blood Warriors. I might be watching that. It's a ex-Marine versus an army of mercenaries. That sounds great.
Unfamiliar.
And Death Moon, a kind of like a supernatural like Hawaii movie starring Joe Penny. And I watched it recently, and it sucks.
Yeah,
So just
I would
wanted to point
imagine
that
from
out.
the name alone, I could tell that sucks.
Yeah.
Yes, not great. But Friday, I am definitely watching from 8 to 10. I'm watching PCU.
Oh.
That movie
Watch a
is
PCU.
beloved, and I've never gotten into it. That and Half Baked, which were
Yeah, and Half-Baked I don't
nonstop,
get.
and I've never gotten into either one.
No, PCU is great. I watched PCU like the day before I started college, not like on purpose, but it just happened to be on. And I don't know. I just like that movie. It's very quotable. It's very
Don't
stupid.
be that guy.
Don't be. That's my favorite part. And I've always been like, oh, I'm gonna be that guy. I can't wear this Fear Factory shirt to this Fear Factory concert. I don't want to be known as that guy. And I've lived my life by that creed for a very long time. But it's a great movie.
For people complaining about wokeness and that sort of stuff, I should mention PCU, the film from 1994, stands for Politically Correct University. And it's the
That's right.
same shit.
Nothing ever changes.
Still stays the same. But and also Mystery Science Theater is on as well. Angel's Revenge, which I've never seen, and I think I might have to track that
That's a
one
good one. That is a good one.
Yeah.
For a while, Mystery Science Theater was our going to sleep show. So I have every episode on a server, and we would watch
cool.
chronologically. So I think there's literally like 364 episodes or something. So it was literally like it would take us a year, and then we'd start over.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's cool. So Friday for me. So basically, my first two selections, I am biding my time until I get to the literal only show that was appointment viewing for me. That was not Batman the Animated Series or Gargoyles. So 8 p.m. I'm probably watching Family Matters. I'm sure it's a rerun.
Yeah, it is a
Whatever.
repeat. Urkel's life flashes before him atop Paradise Bluff, where Myra hands him an ultimatum, and Harriet rates her mate and discovers Carl needs to spice up his technique at barbecuing.
BBBQ.
Yeah, it got a little nuts there towards the end. So Family Matters probably just on, so I have something in the background. Probably changing to Bewitched. Obviously, it's a show about a witch.
Yep.
So I got to watch a little bit of Bewitched there until I get to The X-Files, which I watched the premiere of The X-Files live, the pilot, in 1993. I was obsessed. I loved The X-Files more than anything. It was my favorite show on TV. And I do remember what episode this was because there's an ad for it a couple pages later. And this is the one where they're on, there's a lot of X-Files episodes that take place on a freighter. For some reason, there's 3 or 4 of them. And they're on a freighter and it's like a ghost ship. So Mulder and Scully go out to find out why, because there's a dude who's there who is only 23 years old, but he's super old looking. He looks like he has progeria, right? Even though he doesn't. So they go out to try to figure out why. They get abandoned there, and it's because of the water.
So the Norwegian Sea's characteristically similar to the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes. And I still remember the end of it right before they get rescued, because Scully has been writing in a journal. And she's talking about how she found a Norwegian children's book and how it's about the end of the world where a big snow covers everything and then a wolf eats the moon.
Ragnarok.
Right? Yeah. And then she's like, oh, I think I hear the wolf at the door. And it's a slow-mo of her dropping her pen and she goes face down as dudes with guns bust in. I still remember, it's burned into my brain. Yeah, love. They get better. They're fine. They get really old. Mulder almost dies. It's fine. They get better. But I loved that show.
This was sort of a height of X-Files mania right before we got the first movie. I will say there's a weird thing that struck me, a thing called the Internet Show. Now, we're March 10th, 1995.
Okay.
This is examining a computer service network that gives users access to educational and entertainment information, including a guide on connecting to the service, a look at its origins and examples of how the system is currently being used by schools and towns. The Internet Show.
Oh, man. They used to do a lot of that. What is the World Wide Web?
Yeah. Fascinating. Because the other thing that always fascinates me about the X-Files is they never found a show that worked to pair it with on Friday nights.
Correct.
And they tried the whole time. So Sightings, Briscoe County Jr., Millennium, The Outer Limits, The Lone Gunman, nothing worked.
Nope.
And for whatever reason. And this is one where it's the debut of the series VR5 starring Lori Singer.
Have no recollection of this show whatsoever.
It's 95, so it's that weird blip when we were obsessed with virtual reality killing us all. So you get Brain Scan, you get Lawnmower Man, you get VR5. I think the 13th Floor was a little bit after this.
13th Floor.
It's set, I believe, in the future. Johnny Mnemonic. Lonely but likable computer buff Sidney Bloom, played by Lori Singer, stumbles onto the previously unattainable 5th level of virtual reality. In the opener, Sidney makes a believer out of her obnoxious neighbor, Adam Baldwin.
Oh, shit.
I like that he doesn't get a character name. It's just... Wait, is the character named Adam Baldwin, or is it Adam Baldwin, the actor?
It'd be funny if it was Adam Baldwin, the actor, playing himself.
Yeah. But I like the idea...
stuck on the 5th floor of virtual reality. Or
I like the idea of there being an unattainable 5th level, as if she got a magic whistle to get there, you know?
Oh my God, I'm in the 5th level. I'm in VR5. I haven't seen the show since it aired, but I'm curious how terrible it is.
I've never heard of it.
The guest cast is interesting.
It is.
David McCallum, Louise Fletcher, and as the character Kravitz, Penn Jillette.
Really?
Because he was a huge internet and VR guy. From early days. He was a bulletin board BBS guy. So
those guys.
So he must have had some connection to it. This was 6 episodes. It did not last, and it was expensive. They spent a lot of money on this show because I guess on paper they're perfect. This is perfect with the X-Files, but no. No.
It's so weird that they could never find anything, because you'd think something would click, and it just doesn't.
Of course, like even spin-offs are in the same universe shows didn't work. People were like, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
Just
well, the
didn't
Lone
work.
Gunman show probably should never have been.
The Millennium was great, but totally different tone. Like,
Yes.
it was too horror for X-Files people.
And they tried to tie it in, too, because they did that, like, crossover one, where it was like a New Year's Eve one where Frank shows up.
Tied up all the loose ends from but wasn't working. I do want to mention that the Running Man is on, which they do give 3 stars, which Running Man's pretty great. And I'll watch the Running Man is another thing I'd watch anytime it's on. So that is the week. Did we get it? Yeah, Shawn, we're watching PCU all night. So that is the week. We should all do a rewatch of VR5 at some point with VR glasses on, like we're watching it.
Oh yeah,
The future. That's right. Get some big blue blockers if you don't have the actual headsets.
Yeah.
So you guys,
old people one.
you matched very closely for like 80% of this. So the marriage is strong.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna make it. The kids are gonna make
There's
it.
a few surprises, I have to say.
Yeah, Cops, we started off with a big
I was
shock.
gonna watch that Cops.
Yeah, I at first I would never have pegged that you would watch Cops, but I know you kind of like that sort of stuff, so maybe I'm not that surprised. I
I
feel
like
you,
weird crime shit. So.
Yeah, weird crime shit. I figured that was probably up your
I always
alley.
tried to do a bit about Cops, and it never worked, about how weird it was that people, the go-to excuse were, these aren't my pants. And how I've never, ever worn anyone else's pants by accident or on purpose. And then I
never
tried to
slip those on.
The only time I ever did was when I went to the Magic Castle, and I forgot you can't wear jeans, and I had like a nice jacket, a shirt, and tie, and I was in line, and they pulled me out and made me put on some pants, like I had to borrow
Well,
pants.
just have
Oh, did they have spare pants? Or did the
they do.
magician was like, ha
They do. The guy was like, "Excuse me, sir, about a size 38," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Come with me," and they like make you put these pants on. So like, I was like, the only time if there was some contraband in there and the cop came in, I'd be like, "These aren't my pants."
I would be doomed if that happened because I am a hard pants finder.
It's the Magic
Because-
Castle. They have to have your pants.
I don't know. I mean, I got like
You-
this
you
weird
might-
like Michael Phelps kind of
Well,
torso
that's the
sometimes.
thing. You might just be wearing high waters. That's the only
guess so.
problem.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
it's
that's
hard
not-
to find the length.
And
I mean,
they
they're
were,
just trying to cover.
clandestine
I guess.
about it, and they have like a secret pants check, like a coat check. But like I checked pants there, and then like it is very
should've went.
interesting.
I've
Very
always
interesting.
wanted to go to the Magic Castle,
Oh, you
and
guys should go.
we never found anybody who like did magic
Oh,
or
I
had a
can hook you
membership
up.
there.
I can
Oh,
hook
It wasn't
that'd
until
be
my
awesome. I always
last
wanted to go.
our last nights in LA that I realized where it was.
Yeah.
Because I was like on Hollywood Boulevard
Yep.
doing on something, and I was parked like towards away from the street
From
from
Franklin,
the,
yeah, on the side there.
and I never went over that area, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like driving going home, and I'm like, and it's like I see like signs for it, and I'm like, holy shit, that's where it is.
Yeah,
I thought it was like in the hills or
Burbank, and I know
something.
it's
I didn't
not.
really know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big mansion, and this
I
isn't
just wanted to
this
go.
isn't a spoiler because I think they've shown this on TV before. But you can't bring your phone in and all that kind of stuff. But you walk in, and it's just this little room, and there's no doors. And
wow.
there's like a concierge there, and there's like bookshelves and stuff. And they take your ticket, and then they're like, and they let people in like two at a, like couples, like you don't all go at once. And it's like, yep, you're all set. Please say the magic word to the owl. There's like a little owl statue in like
Oh,
one of
man.
the cases, and you say "Open Sesame," and the bookcases open up, and then you go into the it's awesome.
Oh my god! One of these days we got to go back to LA and we got to get there.
But just
Always
keep in
wanted to
mind the
go.
pants. Well, thank you guys so
Wear
much.
the right pants.
I'm so happy we got to sit down and do this. And I
Yeah,
always love
man,
doing
thank
your
you.
show, and this was a ton of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was
This was so awesome. Just looking at a TV guide and picking things. I took because as soon as I started doing this, I was like, Jen, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna start picking. I'm gonna start talking about everything.
He was just
in
like,
here.
oh my god, I can't wait! I want to talk about everything. I'm like, you can't talk about everything.
We almost
I got
did.
so much stuff.
I think we did it.
Yeah, I think we kind of did, and we covered a lot of area here.
There you go, Jen and Shawn. They're the best. That was super fun. Hopefully, I will be back on their show. I have so many more Silver Age and Bronze Age comics to discuss. So much more weirdness. But that was really fun. Thank you to them for doing the show. Again, check out their podcast. Come see me open for Todd in Northampton or in Burlington, Vermont. Or if you're not there, but you have some suggestions for stuff to do during the day in Vermont, let me know. I think last time I went to like an antique place. I don't know what there were. Yeah, I didn't buy anything, but I think that's what I did. Anyway, yeah, just let me know. But I'll be here next week, and I hope you will too, for a brand new edition of TV Guidance Counselor.